lost in the neon night. Watch the charts climb high, out of sight. Bring me a higher low. Q4's dark embrace. By the dip, feel the rush at the pace. Risk it all, we're chasing that high. Bitcoin's pulse on the neon sky. Bring me a higher low. Oh, crypto dreams where we come alive. Midnight market, shadows on the screen. Bitcoin dips to hold for a risky dream. From Uncanny 60K, how the fall cuts deep. But I'm trading through the dark, secrets the keys. Sending it to 54, neutral in the haze. Q4's calling late, lost in the maze. Outflows are too big, but inflows ignite. I'm dancing with the charts on the neon light. Bring me a higher low. Feel the bounce in my veins, let it grow. Prophets pull me from the undertow. Bring me a higher low. Lost in the neon night. Watch the charts climb high, out of sight. Bring me a higher low. Q4's dark embrace. By the dip, feel the rush at the pace. Risk it all, we're chasing that high. Bitcoin's pulse on the neon sky. Bring me a higher low. Oh, crypto dreams will we come alive. Altcoins fade, but the bottom near. October's history echoes in my ear. Institutions moving, ETFs stack to play. Stable coins pumping, chasing night away. Volatility's my thrill, a seductive fight. Q4's parabolic, burning through the night. I'm high on the wrist, lost in the glow. Can't wait now, feel the crypto flow. Bring me a higher low. Feel the bounce in my veins, let it grow. Prophets pull me from the undertow. Bring me a higher low. Lost in the neon night. Watch the charts climb high, out of sight. Bring me a higher low. Q4's dark embrace. By the dip, feel the rush at the pace. Risk it all, we're chasing that high. Bitcoin's pulse on the neon sky. Bring me a higher low. Oh, crypto dreams where we come alive. Oh yes, rise, the market's alive. From the dip to the peak where I thrive. Bounces calling, pull me through. Q4's my high, my rendezvous. Bring me a higher low. Crypto dreams will come alive.
I've been stumbling through a market's cruel turn. Altcoins are crying, left out to burn. Wallets bleeding dry in the dust and shade. Holding my ground where the hole's been frayed. Oh, all coins are crying, tearing at my soul. Drawdowns ripping through this endless hole. Cleaning my stash neath the market's glare. All coins are crying, a fight so rare, yeah. Bitcoin's rain leaves my coins in the cold. All coins are crying where the love's grown old. While it's a flicker, barely holding fast. Scraping for life in a world so vast, oh. All coins are crying, tearing at my soul. Drawdowns ripping through this endless hole. Cleaning my stash neath the market's glare. All coins are crying, a fight so rare, rare. Every plunge I take, I rise through the pain. Satoshi shadow, a lonesome refrain. Hold my spirit, face my flame. All coins my war, calling my name.
Chris, on the end screen, I'm going to be featuring high or low song that's a little bit more the 80s flair. I've had a few renditions. There might be one coming up different, but at the end screen, if you can come back and catch that or catch it on rewind or whatever, I've been playing that song you requested.
Are crying, fading to the light, holding my faith through the longest night. Oh yeah, keeping me steady, keeping me steady.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Here's one version, but the 80 sound that we're looking for,
Think about it, there's a higher low to chase.
we got it at the end screen.
Markets dipping low, but we set in the bait. With every dip we see, the setup's crystal clear. Bitcoin bouncing back, driving out the fear. I look around, sentiments hovering at 54. Q4's breathing down, opening the door. Volatility's wild, but we ride the wave. Dreaming of the surge, it's the crypto we crave. Right, bring a higher low. I feel the bounce coming, let it show. Bring me a higher low, let the profit start. Bring me a watch the charts ignite and go. Q4's pulse, let's feel the flow. By the dip we're riding high, Bitcoin's climbing to the sky. Crypto dreams we amplify. Ooh, yeah. Crypto's rise we amplify. Ooh, yeah. I keep waiting for the turn to hit the track. Old coin slipping, but the bottom's coming back. From on a cool weekend, down to waterfall to fall steep. But October's history is a promise to keep. Institution moving, outflows here to build a day. Inflows with the game, lighting up the way. Stable coins pumping ETFs, stat the game. Q4's parabolic, breaking every chain. Bring me higher low. I feel that bounce coming, let it show. Bring me higher, let the profit start. Bring me a low. Watch the charts day, night and low. Q4's pulse, let's build up. By the dip we're riding.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the ringing of the cowbell ceremony. All you need to participate is a little ding-a-ling or a big ding-a-ling, whatever size ding-a-ling you got, or whatever size ding-a-ling happens to be near you. Just grab that little sucker and start shaking it like the Degens. It'll put a smile on somebody's face, hopefully yours. The ringing of the cowbell is now complete. Let the peace and love flow across you. If you're feeling down and out, life is just not going your way. Perhaps you need a couple of things, one of which is a little cowbell and a lot of Jesus. The secret to life. Cowbells and Jesus. Let's get ready to rumble. Just waiting on you, Sean.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you very much.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, frogs and squirrels. There are squirrels here. I see you all the time. Distracting little critters that you are. Squirrel. Watching altcoins have a moment in red, deeper red than we've seen in a while. In the last quarter of our bull market here. Disappointing for altcoins, wouldn't you say? Makes us rethink our life choices. ICP is down to $3 now. Aptos is down to $3.18. Uniswap's down to $6. Caspa dipped below 5 cents. Hype is at 37. Aster is at 96, below $1. XRP is at 237. Render is at 237. Chronos coin's holding up pretty well, 14 cents. That's a pretty decent level for that one. And little Atom Cosmos Ecosystem, $3.12. And right behind me, I don't know if you can see this. Can we move it over? Let's move you over. It's like magic. He just follows the cursor. That's Tau. It's 377. Here's one I think is a really good deal, because this one pays you in Bitcoin if you stack it, and it's just like having your own little Bitcoin miner, right? For less than what you would pay with a Bitcoin miner, you can get some better rewards. I'm just saying, as a hobby guy, if you're thinking about it, opening, getting a Bitcoin miner, which, I had one and it got destroyed, and I've been wanting to get another one, but they're running a good one, about $6,000, $10,000 or more, and for what I could earn on there, with that, I can get with stacks. It's not a bad deal. I like stacks a lot. I'm a stacks fan. And for the week, what are we looking like on these altcoins? Even COAI. Cover your ass. AI, cover your AI. I don't know. It's down 23% on the weekly. That kind of sucks a little bit. And most of the altcoins that we can see, it's not bad for the week, about 6-7. We've seen it down more. We've seen them down 20%. Thing is that this is on top of our 20-something% that we were fighting our way out of, so not helping much anymore. China seems to be selling off on us. This is what we look like for the month. The only one up here on the top 100 seems to be still up is Zcash, still holding up there. Tokenomics has a lot to do with that. It has a use case, fork of Bitcoin. Privacy oriented. It's got some good stuff behind it, right? A lot of people would find that interesting. Over the month, things top 100 down 15%. Top 400, you got hit hard, 22% down. The guys that are working over here that are still up is Bank. I'm not familiar with Lorenzo Protocol. That one's still up. B2. I don't know what this is. B Squared Network. You know what? It's got Bitcoin on it. I wonder if that's a layer 2 solution for Bitcoin or something. I want to put that on my list to look at tonight. Gator has a gem pick for us, and we'll take a look at that one tonight. I thought I wrote it down here. This is the old list. And I think we looked at this one before and talked about this one before. No, we haven't. No, it's got the same name, but it is different. All right. And so welcome, everybody, as we take a look at the market. 16 people hanging out. I do appreciate you for being here.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
This hat's getting hot. The hat has got to go. The hat has got to go. Ah! My luscious locks. They're trying to disappear and run off on me, but I keep gluing them back in. Crazy glue works wonder. It looks like hell, but it does keep the hair in there. Anyway, just tips so you know. Little tips as you get older. Crazy glue will become your best friend. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at Bitcoin over here, and this little guy down here was what we looked at last night, all right? Now, I was making all kinds of plays and updates over into the Telegram group. We were posting over there. I think Brackish was up there with me. I think he might have been the only one awake at the time and everything. It was way into the early hours of the morning when China routinely dumps. I wouldn't put it past them to try to dump us again. Between 4 and 7 in the morning is when they're going hard to try to take us down. But we were watching that very closely over here last night. And we got several targets that would hit with the Fibonacci strategy that we do here, but this was the thing that we put out at the end of the show last night, given these targets right here at 106, and then a lower target at 105.8. If that doesn't hold, we're at the 1.13 and the 1.272. I think 1.113, but and 1.272, and we came down there and it hit it, nailed it, perfecto, and then we bounced because this is a pivot point. That's what we target here on this show. I've got a knack for getting these little pivot points, which may or may not be bottoms. Okay, a lot of times that they can be. or at least a local bottom. That is what I can bring to the table on my show. That's my little specialty, right? The Fibonacci. I had to dive deep down that rabbit hole to learn how and why this stuff works, and I try to give it out here freely in the group, and free group, by the way, and here on the channel. Oh man, all you got to do is just get me off of a coins, going through screening coins and stuff, and get me to talk about TAL. I'll go down that rabbit hole. I will start explaining. I love to talk about it and teach and show what I've painstakingly learned, and I'm still learning. I still got some more research that I'm pulling off here. But that's what we were looking at, and the price went up, and then it came back down here again. Came down again, but we did nail it there, and then this was a log that I was trying to work out. I got stopped out so much. I just it was just so pitiful. And I finally got a little bit of something there. What my average entry is 107.719, and I think I closed it right here at 107.9, or closed half of it and let the rest of it. But that's what our liquidity was looking like. And then, this was the end. I put this where I put this trade where I should have got stopped out in profit, right? A little something. But I'm telling you, you got to be very careful with these exchanges, because it's not always the case. And I find myself disappointed a lot. And I go back and they're still just, it's very small, but it's still a loss when it should have been, a bigger profit than it was a loss, but it wasn't. So you got those little things, exchange fees, I don't know. The big thing that you got to worry about if you're doing perpetual futures, though, is you have a mark price, and you have, which is the actual price, and then you have the futures price. And those two don't mix, all right? So if you set your stop loss and you can choose mark price or whatever, but by the time it gets there, the futures are front running that lower. This is why this happens, in case you don't know, okay? So let's say, for example, my exit price is 107.770 for the mark price. Well, by the time the mark price gets there, the futures, that's their futures, because they're predicting. There's a gap there because they are futures. This is to predict the future price of Bitcoin. Keep that in mind when you're trading futures. That's what that means. So there will be a price. There will be a I guess we would call it a span. Oh man, what's the word? It's leaving me. Oh my God, is Alzheimer's setting in? There's like some slippage there between the mark price and your actual, exit price that you can use on the futures platform, right? And so if my exit price is 107, but they've already decided that they're putting their buy orders down at 107.400, you see that's where I get filled. It might tell me my exit price is here, but my actual fill price is there, and therefore instead of a win, you get some losses that you didn't really count on, even if you do everything correctly. So keep that in mind when you're trading futures, okay? I don't think anybody else mentions this because it's easy not to see, but gosh darn it, when you start doing your analysis on your profit and margin and how you're doing, you do your performance analysis, and you should do that very often. And you see a little pattern emerging, like, wait a minute, that should have been right. I mean, we get screwed enough with stop losses that don't get hit. My gosh, is it too much to ask for the ones that do get hit to be actually all right? So here we are. Now, I don't think I'm on the same exact... Yes, I am. I am. It's on the smaller time frames here. So here it is, and this is where we came down. I was just showing you, and then we went up, right? And then we started coming right back down again. We did an actual double bottom. This is when I would have put it on the table that we might be trying to come down for the low, but we didn't. We got a double bottom here, equal, right? Depending on which exchange that you're looking at, because I have noticed a little difference. This is either a higher low or just a slightly lower low. It's basically about the same, right? Double bottom territory, and then we bounced there. So we may have a local bottom here, all right? So there's certain hoops that price has got it, certain things it's got to do for us to be more bullish. It could easily just roll over here. But one of the best local bottom indicators that I've found is really, really good, and I want to share it with you tonight. I happen to, and it's very, very recently I just ran across this bottom indicator, but I don't want to keep any secrets from you. But one of them was over here, and I posted it over into the bandy wall. This very popular YouTube with Smug Guru. So you just took a Bitcoin short. What do you think? You should read some of the comments or whatever. If you want to waste a good evening. A lot of people because you're shorting support. You're shorting support. Now he doesn't see that. He doesn't use fib levels or anything like we do here. But there was. I've got to talk about this because. If you're an educator, you're charging people to learn how to trade, and you're supposedly giving out knowledge for free or whatever. This is more of a vanity play. Look how smart I am to call this, and if it went over, you would hear it all right. How great he is! But there's no trigger there. You're shorting support. That's like buying the tops, which he's known to do that a lot, right? But I'm taking this as a nice little bottom indicator because a lot of times when we do bounce, you see this happen. But it's remembered very differently. But he's ballsy enough to put it out over on Twitter X over there for this call. Stop loss at 109.385, which we're getting closer to right now. I don't know if we'll make it up there, and we might roll over and come down, and then of course be you'd never short support though. There was no trigger. There's no trigger. There was no waiting till you broke a level. No waiting till you broke your lowest low. It was just I'm going short. Who's going to join me? Who's going to join me? That's kind of what the thing is. And I just think as an educator, that is just, there's no education there whatsoever. Nothing discussing why, making a case for why this is a good move, why you think this will play out. Just look at me. And that's ego. And you'll notice this with yourself too. I noticed this when my ego, we've all got ego. When our ego starts showing up, we start doing making stupid decisions, and we get stupid results. Ego will kill you in this market. And it pains me to see a lot of people just so behind somebody with such ego. And so many people say, yeah, you know exactly what to do, man. You called this perfect. And like, this is our result from that short. He shorted before it even got down here, right? He was shorting here. So he got a little traction on it and calling for way lower, but he didn't even take. I mean, some people, even if you don't know the fibs, you would know that this wick down here, what gets wicked off and gets candlesticked, which it did, and that was it. There was no lower low. But tomorrow you'll probably hear about how he nailed the bottom and called the bottom and whatever, because that's just how this YouTube game seems to be going here. If you're selling any kind of courses or memberships, which I am not, so. What I do like about this is that we got a trend line that seems to be deviating. Now that's cool. That's a good sign. We're starting to curve up a little bit here, right? Now I've got way too much stuff on here because I've been doing small time frames and everything. So I want to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to probably, do I want to erase all of this? We still got higher targets and stuff, but you know what? Yeah, I do. This is the one I normally trade on too. And besides, the bigger idea that I've been looking at and sharing with you guys, the possibility I'm looking at is this guy. Now, this little booger right here was a very interesting little guy here, and it appears to be a version of the crab, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm still getting the names right. My system, of course, my Fibonacci system overlaps with this harmonic system. I have a different harmonic type system than this, and so I'm trying to get acclimated to some of this, right? But there's a lot in common. But there's another one that comes over here. Now this one has a high probability of playing out, and for people that saw that, and I wasn't looking for it, but the people who know how to play this, when they call it, they would have nailed it. Yeah, it's crowd manipulation or whatever, but smart people over there are putting there. In fact, I don't know. There's James Wynn, which I don't know much about him, other than he's I don't know. I think he's a little bit more gambler than trader, but I don't know. But he said, name this pattern and I'll give you 1 million United States dollars. And the top is at 114, bombs at 107. So I guess it's current local action. So I put over there, I said, among other people putting answers, a lot of people making funny stuff and funny comments. A few people, I saw a couple of people call it out as traditionally what it would be, an opening, ascending, broadening wedge. And they're bearish, the bearish megaphone, and they can be fun to play, man, because those top trend lines. I mean, you can have a wild ride with them, right? But that's the traditional thinking. But I said it's an unconfirmed bullish possible. I should have said possible. A possible unconfirmed bullish shark pattern, which means it can still have some more downside. That takes us to about 100,000. Oh snap! Well, I think we just lost everything. Oh, we're back. I think we're back. Oh, man. I don't know what all happened here just now. Let me zoom out. We're getting glitchy. We're getting glitchy. Why did he have 114? Was he looking at something else? So I don't even think he's looking. Is he looking? He's not even looking at this area. He's looking at somewhere else. I'll have to take a different look. Let me see. Okay, so this is, oh my God, this thing's literally, but you see, this is one idea right here that is still very valid. This opening broadening wedge. Now, it's different from the megaphone pattern, but this one has to have the 60% chance to break to the upside, right? Especially since price is coming into its continuation pattern, it can just get hazy. A little while ago, a lot of people were trying to call this a diamond and all this other stuff, and projecting how the other end's going to turn out. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but right now, going by what we got, that's what it is. It's actually a pretty decent pattern, but you get a lot of volatility with these open and broadening patterns, right? And that could be the fun thing or the death thing, you know. I don't like what I'm seeing here with this 9 moving average coming in on this 200 moving average on the daily, as though it's going to try to cross over. So we're actually really on a make or break moment where we're going to hold this daily 200 moving average. We could go down. And a matter of fact, what I was trying to show you that here, this one. This is a harmonic pattern here. It's a bullish one. Now, it's not bullish while you're playing it because it's scary as hell. But if this be true, it's pointing toward a target of about 100,600 right there. It's a much deeper retracement. For me, oh man, you messed up my fibs. For me, I play it like my system, we do this, right? And now I gotta get my fibs right. I suppose I gotta reset my whole chart again, put the watermarks back on there so people know what I'm looking at, the ticker and the interval. All right. And that guy is taking us below our 272, really more closer to our 1.3. I would be looking a lot at the 1272, about 102, but I'm also got my eye on the 1382, 1414, this area down here, about 100,000, maybe 99.4. Those are some of the little special lower ones over there that we could be looking at. What's another thing that we could hit? Wait, Kadihi. And let's take this one. Did we do that? We did that, right? Okay. These trades have forged my heart. I walk the moonlit path. Read the charts. All right. So I'm looking at this idea now. Admittedly, this system I'm a little bit new to, so it's best to see them play out and what can happen if this does. If we continue down these areas, we're looking for a possible double bottom formation of some kind down here, around 100 or a little bit below it. We could be, all right. So it's on the table. We can see there's still some things, like if we bounce here, we might invalidate this pattern if we can get back above this. So and this may not be it. So it's not said it, but once they complete, they have a very high probability of playing out the way they're supposed to do, which is bullish from here. So it could be telling us that we're, after the 100,000 drop or whatever, China gets through selling, the tariff and everything else that's going to hell in the world in crypto right now. Crypto's getting the brunt of it all. Then we can get a nice recovery from it, and possibly that would be what takes us to our higher highs there. All right, so that's my overlook and what I've been looking at for quite a while. Ever since we lost this level over here, that's when I came over to this one and did a deep dive, and this is what I've come up with, and that's what I'm watching. And I just keep checking back in with the main idea. But right now, let's now this was did we just lose that one too? If I come across it again, I'll talk about it. All right, so this one, I'm going to go ahead and clear out this whole thing, but there's our open and broadening pattern. Yeah, you'll probably draw a lot of this stuff again as we just kind of see what I'm saying. So what I'm going to do is just kind of take a brand new look at Bitcoin here. And I think it's a good idea to do that. Just make sure you're not getting caught up in some old ideas and could make you miss something, right? Keep those ideas. Don't forget about them. It's easy to do that too if you're not paying attention. But we see that we got the curvaceousness going on, or we had the nice curvaceousness. It looks like we kind of might be able to make an argument that we lost it. But this trend line is, it's a valid trend line to use in your technical analysis. I don't like it because it's very subjective, and it gives you the opportunity to bend it and do whatever you want to with it, right? I want to make it look like anything. If I can do that, well, then that's very subjective to me. However, when it comes to trend lines, they are not subjective as much. Right? Now, if you do them correctly with the same set of rules that you're applying all the time. And we're going from bodies to bodies for the most part here. It's where you get your stronger support and resistance levels there, especially on bigger time frames. I'm on the daily right here, so these should be some nice support areas. And we want to get as many touches as we can, and so I'm cutting through some wicks here. I don't really want to cut through bodies. Sometimes you might have to bend the rules a little bit, but it's best if you try. If you don't, and here's another one. See, we're gradually the slope. You see that curve, how it's playing out. And so the rule of thumb is, from every last touch, we go from there to our new trend. And here's where we broke our trend. We came up and retested it perfect. So even if you didn't know about the harmonic patterns and all of that, or even using our system, my system here, where we're looking for that 1.113 area, which the harmonic people are looking for that too. It nailed it. It hit it. It seems like at one point, I think it was this one over here. This one didn't, and it did something shady, but this one actually hit it. And that is a pivot point, and we did pivot. It did exactly what it should have done there. And we've talked about it, and even I failed to execute as beautifully as I would have loved to, and I did not expect, nobody expected this big drop, right? I wasn't, but the harmonic people were looking at that W idea right here, playing that. They had a better idea of it, to be honest with you. They had a much better idea of it. So that was that trend line, and so we lost that one, right? So what do we do now? Well, we tried to find where it's trying to make another support, or else it's coming down here to this area. So the trend line strategies are telling us that we're in trajection to come down here. This is $99,000, unless we can find some little area of support here, right? So far, no bueno, unless we're getting something here. But doing it this way, I mean, this is not a great way. You got one touch area, two, maybe three touch, maybe it's valid. We got a wick. Maybe it'll hold, but you would have thought this one over here would hold too, right? One touch area, that might be another one. We broke through it. Oh no! So to do it this way, it's a little, if it catches, it's good. If it breaks it, it sucks. But the 200 moving average right there, that's kind of the real deal killer for us right now. Lose that, I think we can definitely expect to come down and touch the 360, and that's at $100,800 right now. All right, so that's one trend line idea. This was being the main one that would give you all the alpha right here, though. Because the rule of the game is trend lines are here to help us make decisions and get the hell out when we need to. We can't nail the top, and you can if you use a trend line. That's the beauty of it. If you're always following trend lines, narrowing it down to even the small time frames, wherever that happens, and you start losing it, if you can make yourself take profit, sell half your trade, something, then you're usually okay. Now, sometimes they might come down and they might go up a little bit higher. That's what happened here, right? Lost this trend line and then it went up higher. But that second brunt is usually its failure point. All right? Most times that's a failure point for that higher high. And this is a good example to kind of show that idea. But you could profit here at 120 using this system. And then again, right here, that was telling you, oh man, the bigger line in the sand is getting cut here at 116. I need to make sure that I'm safeguarding, setting my stop losses and everything and all of that. And count my lucky stars, when we were over here, I did set heavy stop losses here because I didn't trust it. There was a lot of these wicks over here showing a lot of sell pressure. Nobody was really, only the future traders were willing to try to step out there for a long. And even though people calling flags to the upside and everything else, the buying wasn't there because people kind of agreed that, damn, Bitcoin's kind of expensive right now. And, I don't know if she can keep this up. And people started losing faith. We lost 9 moving average, and when you lose a 9, everything is not fine. It had a little bit more of a tricky trend line there, but if you kind of go to the smaller time frames, you can nail them in a little bit better there. There's your trend line there on the 4-hour. Ooh, that would have got it really good right there at 125. Yeah. All right, and so since we broke that trend line, now we have a top trend line that we follow, right? And look what's happening now. Now we've broken out of it, retested it a couple of times here, and it's got a chance to do it if it can just keep making higher lows and eventually take out this guy over here. And you take this one out, but definitely need to get above 116.5 and get a higher high there. The only thing is, well, we still got this other trend line here as resistance. Now, will it get us up there? So what we've got to see out of altcoins, out of Bitcoin altogether, high to low, it has got to get past this 0.5 Fibonacci area. If it does not, we remain bearish. That's an easy rule to follow. Because if it cannot get past that 0.5, then we open the door for these guys down here. And right here is my target. My targetos for this move. If we cannot hold this area, we don't even want to come down here in this area to play. All right, we don't even want to come down here in this area to play. So if we're making a prediction, I'm just saying, if we break levels, this is where we're looking at. We're looking at some good solid support here. This is at $99.200. Gosh, it gets lower and lower. Well, we already came down to 102 right here to this wick. And then our second target is the negative 2.72 technically. Mine just says 0.27, and it works beautifully for me. And I color code these so that I know what I'm talking about when I come back and see them, right? All right, so looking at the 113, that's where we want to watch first. That is where we bounce locally right now. We're bouncing off of a 113. Can be a great little pivot point. It does correspond with the trend line, so it's got some good things going for it. But if it do get scarier at that time, geez, 95 is on the table. 95 is on the table. All right, so since we figured that out, we know now that we've got to get back up here. Now, our moving averages are also telling us that, because that's where all the heat's at. And that's where all the bearish crosses are trying to happen, right? And they just keep trying to happen. The one thing that we got in our favor that my moving average strategy tells me, I've added 3 more bigger moving averages. The 800, the 666, and this purple one is the 360. Now, it's being bearish right now. But the 200 is still above it, so that's good. 200 cross the 600, that's bad. We don't want to see bearish crosses. We want to see some bullish crosses. But because this one is above that one, it means we got a little bit more. We can actually get above it, okay? And we could actually see up here at 117 at the 618. That's what we need. We need to go to this to the 618 Fibonacci zone right here. This is what we need. And I'm just going to put it on here. We need this. And anything less than that is going to be a disappointment for Bitcoin. And even then, there's, that's rejection. But if we can get that level, that means we're probably out of the danger for the lower lows. We should be still making higher lows and trying to change trend if we can get up here, especially if we can get up here and above, right? So that's what we're looking at for Bitcoin. I hope that makes it. Hope it kind of makes it clear, or clearer. Now we are still in danger because if we draw trend lines, we're below 1, right? This one, let's do it on the 4 hour here. Bodies to bodies, angles changing a little bit here. And we look at it that way, we haven't broke out. It is still resistance. I would suggest that we probably look at it this way. All these bodies here, those angles coming through, resistance, resistance. And so, wow, we got double whammy here. We got a mess to fight through here. But here's where the cloud comes in. See this little sliver of green on the cloud? That's a good sign that we can try to make it up there and get up there and get higher. So now for this local leg, we're doing the same thing with our fibs, right? This is the area, the 0.5, that kind of tells us what's going on, right? And we made it up there, didn't quite touch it, and we got rejected. So that's why we're looking at the lowers areas, right? We got lucky. We got our bounce off of the 113 right here. So now we're trying to start a new uptrend. And this is the make or break point right here. This is the 0.5 for this move. It can be this simple to guide you through this market. And if you watch my show, and even if it doesn't make sense and it sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook, and it is like that, you know, just stick around. It starts clicking. It clicks. You just got to hang out and ask questions. I don't get enough questions. But that's why we got the Telegram group, the student chart area, and all of that for anybody who might have questions. So 4 hour time frame, yeah, it's looking, the moving averages are not happy. The trend lines are not happy. You could say that's a bull trap. It definitely was a bull trap. And I want you to think about who was calling flags to the upside and being all extremely bullish and everything, and just, you know, even though they get, I think maybe they even saw some tiredness on when they were trading day, but they were still, you know, still not being able to recognize some rules to the game that keep you out of trouble. And so they're not teaching those rules to the game that keep people out of trouble. Instead, they're teaching things that help get people into trouble, such as longing tops and shorting support, right? You're longing resistance and shorting support. Even from this local thing here, you're pulling your fibs from a local high to low. You see 786 and 886 fib areas. Those are rejection areas for the locals. So if you don't know all this stuff, you will learn in here on my channel, just hanging out with me. Now let's take a look at some of these other indicators here. This is Market Cipher, or VMC, the free version of it. And it's trying to look hopeful, like we are trying to bounce and respect those fib areas, right? We can print a little green dot. Now how much traction it gets, we got to hope for it. Because we do have a lot of resistance, a lot to work through up there. I'm concerned tonight with China coming on board here in a few hours. I mean, technically, they started at 8 p.m., so they're already trying to do whatever they're doing. I was looking at 8 p.m. last night. That's about 2:20 right here. They were at mid dump. Yeah, they were still dumping. But this is about the time. This is 8. This is about time we were streaming last night here, and they'd already started dumping us down here, and came down to our target that we had, right. I believe I'm thinking correctly. I may have to verify that. I may be confusing over here. The 4 hour? Yeah. Wait a minute. You double bottom from the guy we gave last night, right? Oh, crap shoot. I'm having trouble remembering. All right. So, 4 hour time frame. Possibility we get some support here and we get a nice little push up, and it needs to be a good one. We need some volume coming in. Now, we do have decline in volume. You can't see it because that little lightning bolt thing. What are you saying?
Bitcoin's next bull run phase could be near as Bitcoin stablecoin ratio plummets. Young Australian's biggest financial regret, ignoring Bitcoin at $400.
Holy I sold at $400. I sold some at $400. I had to buy back higher. Like double the price when I started getting back into it, I think. 6, 8, or I don't know. Yeah, I regret that too. Key facts: Bitcoin test $107,000 support. 150 firms adopt cryptocurrency. SEC approves Bitcoin EPTs. That was 2 hours ago. Bitcoin at $400. Oh my gosh. That brings back some sour memories. They say you get as much Bitcoin as you deserve, and I didn't deserve it back then. I didn't have the conviction. Wow. What the hell happened? Did we just lose our track? We lost it again. We lost our... Come back here, you. I don't... Oh, okay, we clicked mute. I don't know how to get out of this. Okay, how about this button? Oh, that worked. Okay. All right. La resistance. I thought we cleared out this chart and did something new over here. Oh my God, don't make me do it again. All right. Well, we didn't really do much. We just had some trend lines drawn there, right? Trading. Man, I don't know. Is Abe in the house? Is he in the chat? I'm coming to the chat very soon here. It sure does feel like Mercury's in retrograde. I know it's too early for that, but gosh darn it. It sure does feel like it. That's a nice trend line right there. That's nice. It almost lines up if I could cut through a body just a little bit. So are we going up or going down? It looks like we're doing a little bit of both. I think we can go up a little bit, and then we're in danger of coming down a little bit more with all this resistance right over there. So let's get our... Oh, you took my levels off and everything. All right, I'm going to get my levels back on here. Put these guys back on here. I think I'm going to take a picture and document it, just so in case, whatever, it does get lost again. Beautiful bounce off of that 1.272 of the swing low to the swing high. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You can't. And then we got a nice little bounce up, right? Nice little bounce up. That's the old target. We'll park you right there. Probably make you a dotted line or dashed line or something like that. All right. I feel like I've done this before. I get tired of doing the same thing over and over. Trend lines. We're in this scary ass little area right here. And again, our goal, our main goal is just to get above this guy and try to get to this guy. And if we can do that, we got a fighting chance. We got a fighting chance. Whether we do it or not, I can't tell you. I'm a trader. I'm not a psychic. There is a difference. There's a difference. I'm an analyst. I'm not a psychic. There's a difference. Right now, I'm going to draw a big horizontal red line because that's what we're retesting right now. That's a good sign. I didn't have that on there earlier. That is a good sign. Let me dial you in a little bit. Tighten up my game here. And we're really testing this guy. So in our fib strategy, this is the juicy buy zone. This was the best place to buy. Anywhere below 107 to 102 that we dropped down to, right? Now, if we can get back up here to 114, that would be beautiful. More beautiful would be get to 117. That's what we need to see. I'll take out this high over here. You're sound redundant. And we need a breakout. We got a lot of resistance there. So it's looking a little hopeful. Looking a little hopeful. And we did get this very excellent this very excellent local bottom indicator over here where people are trying to short support. Gurus are trying to short support. Now I'm going to come down to the little tiny 6 minute, right? Now these guys, they got to fight. They're when this one crosses over, I mean, they're bearish across, man. So wow, getting above 109 is going to be tricky. Can be done, but man, we got ribbon flips happening. Trying to straighten out, trying to on the smaller ones, but the bigger ones are still a lot to work through here with Bitcoin. So I'm not expecting us just to have a speedy recovery. Suddenly find ourselves back at 127 and really quick. I wouldn't trust it. I would not trust it if it was. Just like we shouldn't have trusted that move to 127 after the MACD flipped bearish on the weekly. This has been our big thing too, and I've never seen it do it before. It threw me off my damn game, I tell you that. When bears cross here, because the weekly MACD, she's a little late to the game, but she's usually always solid on their information, but telling you when's the best time to get out. Now, I guess technically you make an argument. I mean, but the getting out there at 114 when I think that's where it was, somewhere over here. Where did you cross? Oh, over here. About 115, 116 when we first getting those dark candles over there. When we broke the 9 moving average, use the weekly MACD with the 9. That's another good strategy. But you can see here we went back up, and we can do that, but eventually it went to hell, right? But those are some things I look for in the bigger time frames on the weekly, the 9 moving average and the MACD cross. And we did come down, right? 107, scary. But that was total manipulation, in my opinion. Shouldn't have happened, especially the MACD cross, and make a higher high, a new all-time high after a MACD cross on bearish on the weekly. Now it's catching up, though. Now it's catching up. And she looks like she can still go lower, and that's what's scary. Here on the weekly, the 9 has not crossed the 21, so we got that in our favor. Maybe we can come back up there, 113, 114, those areas that we're looking at. So we got that on our favor, but will it hold? We have not yet really touched the 50 moving average, and right now that little guy's hanging at 1019 at 102,000, right where we wick down to. So the argument that what gets wicked can get candlestick, that could be true here on the weekly with that 50 moving average. So we're open. It's best to be cautious, but keep your eyes open for the fake outs, because they are trying to shake this market out. We are Q3, and the bull market is full on. There's less Bitcoin being mined every day, and there's more big money governments, businesses, corporate treasuries, all that stuff clawing for it. And they're going hard. So this is one of the dirty little tricks to get as much as they can by making everybody get afraid to mess with it. And in the meantime, our altcoins just suffer. Now they're finding some support. Looks like that's a nice green candle here. We're on the 4-hour time frame. 618 Fibonacci. That's a great place. It dipped a little bit lower. Probably went to the 0.5. As long as we don't come back to the white line. I mean, even if we do, we can still bounce. But best if we don't, right? Best if we just continue here. Altcoins try to recover. But in order for that to happen, we've also... okay. We've also got to see Bitcoin dominance come down, and she's not been wanting to come down. In fact, with that big spike up there to 62, what gets wicked off and gets candlestick. And if we go up there, altcoins are, man, they're decimated again. The more this goes up, the more altcoins hurt. When this one starts falling, that's when everybody starts crying for altcoin season, like it's on, like they've been doing all damn year. And we got some traction out of altcoins, but that wasn't altcoin season. Altcoin season is much more exciting than anything we experienced. More like around December, late this time last year. That's what I call a rally, but that felt more like altcoin season. And then March and April of 2024. Oh snap! You do have some resistance up ahead, though. That was the closest thing I would say was altcoin season, and Bitcoin dominance just fell. I think it was right here. Let me see if I can move my stuff out of the way so I can see it. Yeah, no, that's 2025. Where was it? It was this dip, wasn't it? Oh, you did come down to 54% then. Oh, yeah, didn't you? No, that was November 2024. This was last time. This is a year ago. So you mean to tell me in April it was just this section when altcoins went all crazy? That doesn't add up. That makes me think that it wasn't authentic. Man, I really should have took profits over there. A lot more than what I did. That's when life started changing. That's when things started going downhill in my portfolio. Not selling enough there. Ladies and gentlemen, let me come over to the chat, say hello to everybody, because I've already been in 55 minutes and all the hell I went over is Bitcoin, and I'm trying to get more punch to these shows. Not go for 2 to 3 hours. So we're going to try to wrap this up a little quick. So we'll go over a few altcoins. If you got anything you want me to take a look at, you can put them in the request. I'll put the marker in the chat. Let me come over and say hello to everybody real quick. Saying Soul was first tonight. So congratulations for being here first. Awesome. And then we got Strega Heart. Gator Squatch is in the house. And he's got his gem pick, and we're going to look at that next. And I'm trying to make sure I can see everybody. A lot of them are kind of dark out. Chris Klein. I don't know if he's here right now. He might be back later or catching the rewind. Glittery Marshmallow 1981 with the cowbell. Gotta love the cowbell. Little cowbell and a lot of Jesus. Chief and Keith. Oh, yeah. Well, he said he liked the versions that I played. I got a more 80s version sounding at the end screen. We'll hear that tonight. And we got Dave P with the squirrels. There's Joe from Trade Intuition, fellow YouTuber over here. I don't have my YouTube page pulled up, but hey, is that where my Bitcoin thing? Why are you over here? I got to rearrange some stuff. But Joe, fellow YouTuber. I need to get this thing pulled back up too. And there's one of his videos right there just popping up on my screen. This is his channel. Another small channel, about 2,500 subscribers in there. Could use some more. If you're not subscribing to him, go check him out. He streams all the alpha every day. He was a mentor in the trading group that I joined to first learn TA to get me, you need a starting point somewhere, and I couldn't find anything to kick it off. I needed like a syllabus. Turns out all I needed was a syllabus of stuff to learn, to follow, and I can learn on my own if I got a syllabus, a course, a roadmap. I didn't have that, so a trading group was the best thing that I could get, and even then, there wasn't really much of that. It was just going over Investopedia articles, seriously, just going to the Investopedia website, and the guy was just a moving average, says, and that was your instruction. But then they got Joe, and then Joe actually started getting involved with the community there and actually teaching and doing videos there and live streams on the Telegram channel and some just updates and stuff like that, and it started bringing life. And I thought, man, this group is finally starting to look like a real group. So we got Joe. Thankful for Joe. All right. And we were in chat. That's where we were. I forgot. See how... Squirrel! Gator Squatch says, I'm an artist. I got a lot of favorite colors. Depends on what I'm working on. Chris Klein says, I love stacks. Me too. Stack some stacks. GG, hey, good to see you. Solana. Let's take a... Okay, so we're making my list here. And whoa. Hey, we got Randy F somewhere. Justin X Crypto. Justin says Crypto Life made a mistake this time. It's not his first. I got the fills yesterday, 8 a.m. early. He should not be shorting end of October. Huge mistake. Shouldn't be shorting support, period. That should be a golden cardinal rule. Break it, confirm it, short it. That's what you get from Joe, all right? Joe teaches you the proper way to do that stuff, all right? He just said, I'm going short, look at me, I know everything. That's basically what it's ego. And ego will get you wrecked. It will. Vans Bale, MACD has been garbage lately. They found ways to trick it. Well, I'm just going to call it an anomaly because MACD is very important to my weekly analysis on Bitcoin. But like I said, you can't take anything, you can't isolate any of these indicators, right? Even, so I started out with bots. I didn't start out learning TA, but one of the lessons I quickly learned is that you don't take any indicator as a buy and sell signal. You've got to have confluence across multiple ones if you want a better probability of something to work out. It's all about confluence. In my book, I found confluence is the biggest key, right? And you get fib confluence, you get trend line confluence, you get all these little things, and a conglomerate of your indicators pointing the direction. And most of the time, it's pretty accurate that way. Some people, some people don't buy with that theory, but it's what I do. It works for me. It's how we get these targets that we do get. I'm not saying that we get every one of them at all. Hell no. You saw my level of support that I was hoping would be the bottom. It fell through, and then we got all this other stuff falling through here, right? But when that happens, oh man, it makes me dig deep and learn more. And say, I ask my question: how did I screw this up? Why didn't it work out? It should have worked out. Why didn't it? So I have to go look for the answers to tell me why, so I can get better and not fall for the same mistake next time. And a lot of your gurus out here don't. They just keep doing the same. They got with their one-trick ponies. They got their little setup, and that's all they got, and that's what they're teaching. And that's fine. It works for a while. My biggest complaint is they're not transparent. They didn't trade their way to their lifestyle. It came from their followers, and they don't give them the recognition that they deserve, because it doesn't bring in more money. All right, so I got to get off of that. I'll go down the... here's the coin request. Okay, so AVNT. We'll get that one. If I missed your coin, just put it under here, and I'll come back and find it. Gator Squash says, hey, dog, I dropped my coin. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Gator Squad dropped his pump.fun coin. We'll take... we'll get there, Gator. We'll get there. All right, so right now, let's go take a look at the gem pick. I'm going to come over to crypto rank. I want to go to coin market. Do we don't have coin market cap? I'll type coin market cap. All right, so we're looking for LDO DAO. Lido DAO. It's number 79. Market cap is 775 million. This is Gator's pick here. And I'm not familiar with it. I've heard of Lido. I'm Lido Finance. I'm not sure about the DAO. And you might want to dig and find out what they actually do and things like that. We'll take a look at some of this stuff. So market cap 775. Okay, so it's a mid-level market cap. It's getting some traction though. Total supply is 1 billion. So that's decent. Circulating supply is about 90% of that. 89.5% of that's already out in circulation. That's good. That means all the dumpages and everything is largely been done. So when it got up here to $7, is that dollars? $7? So all the unlocks and everything else expanded all the coins, and that's why it couldn't hold $7, $4, $5, $6, $7, and it started coming down. So what happened to all these altcoins? That's why you can't really expect them to get higher highs, because of all the big coins that have been unleashed under unlocking for the past 3 or 4 years, if they've been around that long, right? Makes a difference. Makes a huge difference. Makes a damn huge difference, and I think a lot of people are seeing that now because it's just oversaturated. There's no reason for these projects to have 50 billion coins. 50 billion, come on. That's outlandish, and some of your biggest names have it. Cardano, XRP, Caspa, and you wonder why they just sit there and don't do anything, right? It takes a lot for them to do something, and when they get somewhere, it's hard for them to keep it. XRP, I was very shocked that it was able to hold $3 for so long, to be honest with you. So it means you got to have more and more people just totally convinced to hold it and not sell it with all those coins. So, and that's a hard trick to do, especially when the bear market comes or bad news comes, as you can see, and everything sells off. So those are things I try to impart. But yet, there's still all these coins with billions and billions and billions of them. So all-time high for Lido DAO was $18, and it's at 86 cents. Okay, that's cool. Can it get back there? I mean, I don't know. Depends on how crazy this apparently very short or elusive altcoin season, if there is going to be one, or how strong it will be. They seem to be weakening ever since the very first one because more and more coins. And I'm guilty of adding to it too. But I had to do it to stream on pump.fun. So I'm guilty too. We're going to have 15 billion coins out here to choose from. And only about 0.01% are probably going to be worth really looking at for any kind of serious investment ideas or serious plays. All right, so let's take a look at this one. It's a DAO. SEC clarifies liquid staking tokens are not securities, so that's in their favor because that was an issue. Because the choke point 2.0 from the last administration, especially Gary Gensler and all that, they were trying to kill us too. Now we got China trying to kill us. And then we got tariffs that's hurting us, which for some reason I don't even know why that affects us, but it does. Ain't no tariffs on crypto. Why the hell are you taking it out on us? Man, we just had everything. We just had crap thrown at us this whole damn cycle this time. It's like every time you get your breath, man, bam! There's a big pile of caca just being dumped right on us. Van Eck registers Lido staked Ethereum trust in Delaware. There you go. Van Eck files for Lido staked Ethereum ETF in Delaware to expand crypto investments offering. So Van Eck's getting involved there, I guess. And this is what the allocations look like. Validators got 7%. Venture rounds got 11%. Founders got 16%. I just got 3% of my coin. Y'all greedy bastards. Investors got 24%. And Treasury's got 40%. So this unlocking schedule, where are we at right now? Oh, this was 2024. So we've already got into that. I guess maybe that might be complete, because everything's mostly out, meaning that what they got is like staking rewards or kind of stuff like that in their treasury. So interesting. I want to find out what it is. Let's go over here to the website. Lido liquid staking with Steth, 2.6% APR. Well, that's more than I get at my bank, and that's one good thing about crypto. You get more return, but but you see why some people when they get their rewards, they sell them instantly and just cash out quickly. Some people hold on them to them, hoping they'll go up. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Hasn't worked very well in this market, has it? Maybe it'll change. Lido DVV provides staking rewards boosted by distributor validator technology incentives while supporting Lido node operator decentralization. $78 million total locked. 4.1% APR plus mellow points. You get mellow points? Mellow, dude. So cool, dude. So mellow. I like it. All right, so available wherever you need it. So this one's been around for you. I think it was around early last cycle, whatever. I think so. I think they got some big partnerships. I have not been in this one for a long time. But this is where the big money is starting to look, and some things like this. We're thinking about tokenizing everything, right? And some of these projects are going in it. Some of them are just riding the narrative, and they're not really offering anything in that space. They're just riding the coattails. And so you got to do some due diligence with some of these things, right? Because you always all you got to do is just fork something over. You go to GitHub and you fork it over, you copy it and paste it, put your name on it, do the old Chinese ching chong on it, say screw your copyright laws and your trademark stuff or anything like that. I mean, because this stuff is open source, so it is free. Like, there's no copyright claims. The beautiful thing about open source is that it does let people do that and even add to it, and that's why it gets better and better and better over time. But then you also get the lazy copy ass people that's out there and don't really care about their project, just makes it look good, make sure it's get enough hype to get the thing going, and then they dump on you. Or it doesn't, they bail and nothing happens. Caspa. Whatever happened there. Can't believe Caspa went bankrupt. That's just total mismanagement all the way around. There's no other way to look at it. They did something they weren't supposed to do somewhere along the way, and it caught up with them and bit them in the ass. And then they had to fold their hands because of it. I'm not saying they did anything wrong. I'm saying they probably did something stupid. And didn't, not as transparent. So there you go. Casma. All right, so Lido DAO. It looks like it's available on Ethereum, BNB Smart Chain, Solana, Terra Classic. That's still up, and Arbitrum. Let's take a look at the chart. That's where I shine. So LDO, it's not Leonard Spa. It's not that one. It's the one it's not the Leonardo Spa. Leonardo Spa. Why the hell? I'm going to put Lido DAO. It's LDO's the ticker, right? Let's just spell it out. Lido DAO. DOA, dead on arrival. DAO, D-A-L. Here it is. LDO, you got LDO. So Bitstamp, Coinbase has got it. There you go. It's already got the Coinbase. It's already on Coinbase? Well, you can't get the Coinbase effect now. That's right. It's last cycle's token. An oldie but goodie, as they say. And let's see. Well, might as well go with I think I'm gonna go with CoinX or OKX. I think they'll have a longer history because it probably started there before it got to Coinbase. I'm thinking, or started somewhere else before it probably hung around somewhere else before it got to Coinbase. Usually how things worked. All right, so let's take a look at it, and it is at 87 cents right now. Lido DAO. Well, we got this going on. Used to be my very favorite setup to look for. My very favorite pattern was the fallen wedge, because they just seem like they almost always break to the upside. And last cycle, man, I was a fallen wedge player, baby. That was the shizzle for me, the fallen wedge. Nice little test of the 1414, holding the 1272 area right here. These are turnaround points, so that's cool. I'm gonna mark this one too. Don't see too many 414s unless we get a certain combination of actions that happen over here. Apparently, we did that. They often require like a 0.5 Fibonacci retracement and it's more than likely. Little guy. Yep, see? There you go. There's your 0.5, and then that target, if you pulled your fibs, would have been that guy. Tell me it's not so. Yeah, so you pull from here to there, and you get your... Alright, your 1.14 here, 382 at 1.382. It's a sliver. When you get the 0.5s, the targets, the real juicy spot is really, it's a narrow little area right here. That's one of the main targets to go forward with that. Alright, so looks like we've completed that pattern, and that should be a bullish pattern. And if I were to use the other little stuff to draw it out, I'm sure we'd probably, I don't know. I do it my way. If I try to do the other thing, and then I get thrown off a little bit until I get more familiar with it. So I'm not going to be pushing those, okay? The harmonic, these little guys, we're not trying to, I'm not trying to do those so much right now. But cool. The theory behind it overlaps with what I've learned, which was totally different. A lot of it was self-learned, and taken into account from some people like Carolyn Broden, right? The Fibonacci queen herself. She does things different, but basically Confluence. She looked a lot for Confluence, but I don't do things exactly like she does, but she's got some really cool stuff to share. And Fibonacci Trading Secrets, Stephen Miller, and then Larry Pevesanto. That guy is more like what I do than anybody I've seen, and he knows a lot more than I do, so he's my new guru that I'm following. As soon as I get some more study time and learn some more, Larry Pevesanto, I don't know. He turned out to, I never heard him before, but he's got a big reputation in Wall Street apparently. So I resonate with how he explains things and does things, and because that's where I found myself too. So, all right, so here we are, Lido on the 4-hour, Bears Crossings. And wow, man. So are you going to get cheaper? Or all the altcoins going to get cheaper? That's why you need to, also, that's why you need to layer stops. Last night, I did make a point, and I will try to do, good ass, that's awesome! Good ass coffee! That's some good ass coffee, right? That's, I love it! That's cool. There's more! Holy crap! Y'all been having some fun over here in the lounge, and I missed it. What I did, I put out notices and pinned everybody to put stop losses in place. And I've been blaming everything on the Chinese. I've been bitching about them. Set your stops. I got them layered with stop market orders on everything, and I pinned it everywhere right here. That's about 3 in the morning. I don't know if I put it out here earlier, but I do try to do that stuff because it looked like she was getting scary again, right? And she did. All right, so losing this level in Lido, we lost that little guy. Pull our trend line down, and we got something. I'm not seeing the confluence. As much confluence on the angle that I'd want to, and it makes me think that maybe there might be another one down. Maybe it can hold here. The wick's going to throw me off for what I'm trying to do there. I can't do that. So this would be these wicks make it tricky, and you might screw up the ground rules trying to work around what's going on here. But this is the bottom, and this is the top. This is the top, and this is the bottom. And remembering that, not trying to get them confused. You see, we've been hanging out above the 0.5 on the marquee. And it looks like that's going to be the area that we might retest. 382 is down here. So I'm seeing a possibility of 68 cents out of this one when we go for lower low ideas. Or maybe just a retest, 78 cents, but this one's too, I'm still leaning toward this one. You got resistance lines right up here. This is kind of cool because there is a channel there, if you can see it. It respects the angles of that. And, oh man, you point down here, I hope not. Technically, this is the best buy zone, and nobody could buy. Or, was that during the big dump? I can't even remember when the big dump happened now. That's sad. My days and nights and sleeps are all screwed up. So anytime that we're in a channel and we start leveling out, that's a good sign. So maybe there's a chance we can just hold there. That's what we got from that pull. Now let's go from the low to high, and I got to check this because that wick. Sometimes it runs into the volume candle. It looks like a bigger candle than it is and stuff. So you gotta pay attention to that. All right, here's where we're getting. Here's where the juicy alpha comes in. So that 0.5 area is now on this pull is our 382, and if we are trying to do any kind of flag idea, which that wick would count as a flagpole, any kind of flag idea needs to bounce off of a 382. If it goes below a 382, probably not a flag. Probably not a flag. So, I mean, a lot of people look at the 21 moving average and try to make a decision there. If you want some real alpha, pull your fib out. You look for a 382, okay? For a flag pattern. So there's a possibility it might be doing that, might be. So that 79 cent area will hold. Halfway between here is the 0.5 Fibonacci. So I'm getting confluence on both of these. So first I'm looking at 78 with the possibility coming to 67. That's the best we can see for Lido Finance. All right, so there's a tape for Lido Finance. Now what about where she can go? I'd say first we need to get out of the bottom first, right? But if she's a falling wedge, if you're in the falling wedgie, the correct way to actually do the measure move according to Thomas Bukowski is to take it from the very high wick to the very bottom wick, right? And then you apply a multiplier to it, which is 61%, because it has a 61% or 62% success rate of meeting this target. This is exactly how he tends to do it.
to use multiplication. I don't like multiplication, but I do like Fibonacci because it's just a scale from 0 to 100. Therefore, I can get 62% by taking it right here to the 618 Fibonacci, because that's right at 62%. And then now I got my measure move, which a lot of times does equal the width of the channel, okay? So you got the shortcut method, and then you got the more explained, calculated method without actually having to break out a damn calculator. And this is what I give you here on my channel, okay? Routinely, stuff like this. If you like the nerdy stuff, the insight stuff, because I've got to have reasons to why this works. I can't just have somebody tell me, I've seen it happen many, many times. Trust me. I can't. That gets your ass handed to you. But if you can make a mathematical argument behind it, if you can make some statistical argument behind it, then we got something we can work with. All right, and lean more toward math and science instead of emotions and ego. All right. That's my biggest complaint about the current YouTube situation. All about that engagement and stuff, and I don't know. I'm not very good at the engagement, I don't think. Therefore, I have a smaller channel. Meanwhile, we just lost that measure move thing. Come on back. Did we really? Son of a gun. I didn't mean to erase you. Can I get you back? There you are. Okay. So the real is we want to apply this at the breakout, which we don't have yet. And that's the tricky part. Some people will go ahead and put it somewhere and there's our target. And sometimes they'll even move this thing around and put it wherever. But it's not official until we actually get the breakout, right? Until we get up there. However, another general rule of thumb that you can do is fib and pull your fibs and look over the 618. And we're just going to save the measure move. We're going to save the measure move. I'm going to color it blue because I don't know what it means there. But it would, see if we did break out of what Lido Dow, let's say we broke out at the 382 fib. That could be it. It could be coming. Oh my God! Is that March? And oh, that's crazy. Hope it's before that, but that gives us an idea of maybe the 786 fib area up here, which I'll mark as a 786 fib because that's just an excellent target for falling wedges too. So there can be some damage. This is sitting at 80 cents, might go down to 67 or 78, and then it can do some damage. It takes some patience and time, but we're looking about 250 to 300% gains from the area that we're at right now for Lido Finance. So that's my take on Lido Finance as being a possibility. And we'll just keep it here and keep monitoring it and see what it does and see if we can get it at some of these juicier prices. I've already moved things around, so put you back over here. So no, we weren't looking that low. We were looking at basically about 78 and 68 right in those areas. The actual numbers are over here. My markers vary, but the actual numbers are on the color coded right over here to the right side. If you see that whenever I post a chart or we're looking at it here on YouTube, hopefully you can see those. That's about as big as I can get them without taking up too much screen. All right, so we did that. Let's move on now, and I'm going to go over Solana, and then we'll go over Gator's pump.fun coin. I haven't forgot, okay? Just don't want to spend too much time in one place here. Take a look at Solana for the request, and click that crypto button so we don't get all the other stuff. Why not go with Binance? They're the one ruining the whole damn show right now anyway, greedy bastards. Solana. Now, I was looking at this harmonic idea here, and it may still be happening. Are you breaking trend line? We don't know yet, but there is a bigger idea that's pointing toward breaking this trend line, coming down to 156, maybe 242. I'm going to leave that there, but there's also the idea, because we have not broken support on the daily 200 moving average. 150 are still up there. And the moving averages still look good, right? So there is a chance we want to see it bounce here about 176 if we go down that far, which we might, okay? So we might be seeing us drop down 175, something like that through Solana. Let me see what else I can get. This is, like I said, this is one method of harmonics, identifying harmonic patterns. You're at the 618 from this leg here. From the very bottom, you're at the 0.5. Those are all good areas. And then from here, you're at the 7, the 6, and the 6 one. This is to me, every one of these pulls, for what it's worth and where we are on the market structure. Tell me this area is a good place to look for it to hold. No promises. And if you do break that, well, I mean, if you want to go for the big ass measure mover of this pattern, if we do break out, it would be saying we might be coming down to $82, and that's bear market stuff right there. So we don't want bear market here in quarter 3. So we did Solana. Your happy ass needs to bounce here off the 200 daily moving average. Can we all agree on that, Solana? So the best, okay, so we get our information on the bigger time frames, and then we come down to the smaller ones, like the 4 hour now, to see if we're getting anybody's talking about it over here. Are these candles gossiping? Are they trying to tell us? What they're about to do here? Let's see if we can eavesdrop on their plans here. And I'm not getting enough information here yet. Not on this one. So for Ichimoku Cloud saying you might be coming down. So these moving averages are saying inclining. Yeah, we could still be coming down a little bit. Hopefully not down to 155, but some people are looking for it, and there's an argument to be made for it. But the 1 hour is giving us a little bit more hope here. We got a higher low here. Well, let's take a look at that. There's some hopium right there. There's some hopium. So our case that we're making is that we're looking for a reason to find support here around 175, right? Would we be happy if we didn't go back down there? I mean, if we're trying along and hope for more upside for altcoins, then yeah, I don't care if you go hit it or not. Here we got same thing. Deep retracement. Chances are we're coming back up to at least mid-level before coming down here, or not even come down here at all. So this is bullish. It bounced off of a pivot point. So right now, the low should be in, or at worst, maybe double. Could come back down and make a double bottom. That's even better. If it comes down here and makes a bottom foundation, then you got a lot more faith that we're trying to work our way back up and get a higher high on the way. It's better to see a pattern formation at these areas of support, like a W or triple bottom, inverted head and shoulders, whatever it wants to do down here, to try to firm up this area, whether it's here or even a little lower. Once we get that, then you have more confidence that we got a leg to stand on to go up. It's when they come down and dip real quick and then quickly bounce back up that a lot of times you can see us come back or go lower, because there's just not the structure's not there. It's just a bunch of local momentum that could be manipulation or whatever. And so the rules still apply here that we use for our Fibonacci. So since we're on the 1 hour time frame, this is the leg we're watching right here from the high to the low now, because it made our bottom pivot area, right? So we're going to assume that we're at a bottom, and we're going to monitor it to make sure if it's going to hold or not. So we come over and we draw a horizontal, a horizontal red line there at the 236. And that tells me this was the wish I bought more here zone when it was 177 to 181. Because when it gets back up to 190, 193, you're like, man, I really should have bought more wins down there. Oh my God. Why can't I ever do it? If only I had a system to tell me when to do it. Here we got a breakout, and that's bullish. And we're above the 236. So now we're coming up to text 185. The make or break area that I'm looking for, it's always going to be the 0.5. I'm just telling you. Rule of thumb right there. If you don't make it past the 0.5, you're probably not going to make it very far on this on your journey here. That's where the truth is made. That's where they will. We're going to sort you out whether you are bullish or bearish, and it doesn't even have to get all the way up there, right? Sometimes they can come up here and still do it and still give it up, but usually a rejection off of the 0.5. It puts us a little bit more for this area down here than not, right? I mean, we can still do a higher low. We can still look for all that, but this guy is back on the table. This guy is back on the table. So right now, until we get above 187, 190 area, we can still look at 160, 171. All right, they're still on the table. But the breakout's good. The breakout's a good sign. The bounce off of this the fib levels here, good sign. And if you understand that, fibs, and when everybody else is trying to do their flags to the upside or whatever and everything and trying to guess, and that they're already calling for us to come down to 155 without any levels being broken at all to tell us that, it gives you an edge. Not many people use the 886 fib area. Only the harmonic people that I've seen, really understand that one as much because it comes into play with that. Your typical people aren't even looking at 886 pips, right? But they play out more often than you give them credit to. There's more patterns that will go to the 886 level than the 786. Okay, so keep them on the back burner. Even if you don't understand what the hell I'm talking about when I'm saying harmonics, if you can pull a fib and locate those areas, just that alone as a rule of thumb will help you out to be more successful. Man, there was the longest time when I was trading the 1.272 and doing very good with it. But I couldn't explain why. I can now. It's mathematical. That's the square root of pi. You can get the calculator out and you can figure out how they got these numbers and why we're using these numbers, right? And they all tie to the 618. It's a harmonic relationship there. And you see that play out. Just like the 707 is related to the 0.5. It's a square root factor in there, right? And you'll see some people, I will put even the person that we're talking about earlier tonight that was calling short, they have that on their fibs, but they don't understand why they have it there. They call it the secret industrial. If you want to learn about that, come join my group. But if you got there expecting that, they wouldn't be able to tell you anything about it. They wouldn't be able to explain to you how it relates to the 0.5 Fibonacci or why you'd want to try to use it and how you try to use it. And it's not that common anyway. Just a bit. I don't see it to play out too much anyway. You can live without it, I'm just saying. Technically, the 0.5 is not really a fib. It's not technically a Fibonacci number. All right, so we looked at Solana. Now we're going to come over and we're going to go to pump.fun. And this is where that I'm streaming live, but not this show right now. And because I'm streaming here on YouTube, how do I do this? So this is when I stream. This is why I don't do both of them at the same time. I try not. It gets confusing. I've got a plug-in that's making this thing go goofy right now. And I got to stop it. Now it should be all right. So it's trying to get two streams from my stream and the one that's playing off my laptop over here. Right now, I've got our pump.fun. We had a little bit of a sell-off today, so did everything else. Hey, the GR. Yo, bro, what's good? What's the catch? Plan on hitting a $50,000 market cap. Working my ass off over here, throwing up some good content and music, exposing my talents and building the community. That's about all I got to offer at the moment. What else would you suggest? But here I've got playlist of several genres of music playing 24/7. That's what I'm trying to do. I'll restart it every once in a while, post it over on X, and get some attention over here. According to this, we're at a new all-time high, but that's not true because we got the 16 something over here. We spiked up over here to 16,000. I don't know why it's going on over here, unless it's on the time. I don't know. The bar shows the current market cap relative to the all-time high. Oh, it just went up. We got to buy there. Good, because we had a little bit of sell-off. I bought some today. I got some creator rewards, about $10 in rewards from the big sell-off. We lost our number 2 holder, our number 1 holder, and now, what does that look like? It shows me somewhere over here. So now I am the number 2 holder with 3%, and then we got this person right here. And I think I know who you are. And they're more heavy Road Dawg than Solana over here. And Smiling Dolphin. And I appreciate you, brother. I do. I do not plan, and I made it apparent over on X, I do not plan to take any profit until we get on Raydium. If we do. If we don't, then I don't take profit. And what I mean by taking profit, I'm looking at 25%, like not as soon as we get on Raydium, but after, let it cook, because that's when some new eyes are coming in, right? Some stuff, right? And that's a good chance for it to grow. At that point, I will sell 25% and get paid for my efforts that I put into this, for my small little bag that I have, which is a tiny bag. It's a $200, $300 bag. I only got $300 worth of this. All the rest of it is out there for everybody else to get as we build it up. And these are the top 10 holders. And we're trying to get this from 28% bonding curve to 100%. That's when we go to Raydium. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. We just had a sell-off. We had somebody to bail on us. Maybe they come back in. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I know what it is, but you got that right to. It doesn't matter if I figure out who you are or not. I mean, you have that right to do that. You do. Can't tell you the diamond hand stuff or anything like that at all. But we're trying to recover this guy, so that's cool. And as long as I keep buying, well, it's going to gradually make that market cap go up. All right, so this was my coin and what I'm doing over here. Let's take a look at Gator Squatch. So he did a coin today, and let's see what he's got going on over here. I'm not logged in on this, so I don't know what I can do over here. If I log in, it'll mess up my stream. GA is Gas Q, I think. I put Gas P. Huh, I don't see it listed like that. Let's try. There it is. Oh, it's parentheses. Well, that's interesting. So right here, so a $5,200 market cap. And that probably means that he doesn't own a big bag of it either, okay? And you got 19 members in chat. That thing starts growing quick. It's mostly bots. I swear to God, that's all I've seen on mine. Putting up these airdrop pictures. And all cool. So we got the buy in here. So brand new coin. And let's come down to like the 1 minute here. So I don't know if that was the dev buy or the dev sale. It tells you if the dev is sold or not. And you can go look at mine. It says, it'll tell you if I sell. And I put out the other 2 wallets. I put out a bubble map. So the other 2 wallets, which have even smaller amounts of coin in it, to be transparent, I've got that listed on, I put that out on the X. And you can look it up over here too on everything. You can do research and see who holds coins, who's selling. You can track this stuff pretty good and see who's a bot and who's like, over a serious thing. You get to see in people's wallets. It's all open source and everything. And I can't comment and I can't make a purchase over here because I'm not logged in. I'll throw my stream off, but I'll come over. I'll support you, Gator. We'll get you going. I don't know what you're going to do if you're going to stream, if you're going to do any videos or anything like that, but supposedly, that kind of helps get your community going over there. But Gator's really good at finding well-researched gem picks, and that's a talent. That's a talent right there, and it takes time and effort. And I don't have time to do it. I could, but I don't know how great I would be at it. I went for Zcash and Decred. Decred hasn't taken off yet. Zcash did, based on what I thought was important that could get some nice pumps. He's looking in more of the smaller market caps, and we need to do that too since I'm going to do that too because some of my other plays have just sucked with all this downturn. So it's going to take some degen mindset to get in some of these small market cap coins to make the biggest returns. If they can get the hype and get the use case, and that's what he's seeing. That's what he's seeing with real world asset ties to big names and big money in the Ethereum. So I'll give him a shout out for that. It's a talent. I'm not going to knock it. And I may not like every coin that he brings. I'll give my opinion on it. That doesn't mean that I'm correct either. But and I'll point out like if he's got too many tokens and things like that. But for the most part, I got to say he's doing spot on good picks on there with the ones that he's got. So this is his coin, and now we will go take a look at AVNT. That was the request. How long have we been going? An hour and 38 minutes. About time to wrap up. I'm not going to try to do a 2-hour stream again. Bitcoin is at it's a Solana. We're at Solana. Bitcoin is at 108 still with a cleaner chart. We are ooh, look at this. Look at this on Bitcoin. Nice big Ichimoku cloud forming there. Remember, we like the red clouds if we can get right in the middle of them. They like to spit us out on top. You got the 100 moving average and closing in on the 200. There's a 1 hour chart. That could lead to a bullish cross of that. Now, when that happens, we might get a dump because sometimes when those crosses happens, we get the opposite effect short term, about 2/3 of the time, okay? I'm just saying, that's just something I've observed and throw your way as caution. Just because you see a bullish cross, especially on the bigger ones, the bigger moving averages crosses, just like, oh, that's bullish, I'm going to go all in. The story of the this was your sell signal, right? 50 crossing negatively over the 200. And it went down a little bit, but now what happened? Now we're coming back up to test these guys. So we always come to test these guys a lot. So whatever one's crossed, we want to go look at going back to at least to that level to test it when it comes to moving average strategies, okay? Trying to make that clear. She's trying to get up here. I can see us getting up to 109 here. Boy, that's going to be in stop loss territory. Some people that went short here on the bottoms. Oh my God, I wonder if they're going to talk about that tomorrow. Probably very briefly, if at all. We're supposed to be going to look at AV&T. And this is Aventus? This one got hurt. Oh, okay, yeah. You're the oh, snap. Well, you're supposed to be. Oh, you didn't line up as well too. That was probably one of my early ones. That one should have been a bullish if I got it right. So I don't think I got this one. We'll take a look at that later. Like I said, the way that they do things. However, with my system, that's not it. All right, let's get some of this old information off of there. So you suck, Road Dawg. That didn't happen at all, dumbass. You think we got a 113 and a 272, possibly even a deeper 1.38 out of this one? Let's see. Homemade snapshots. The 272. That's crazy talk. Oh, look, it's the 113 that we're finding some support on. Oh my gosh, that's crazy talk, but that works, right? This is what I do. This is the method that I most rely on. But I haven't done it yet over here. So that's a good signal that we're at bottom pivot areas for at least a local bottom, if not the bottom. Okay, we can't call it the bottom, don't know, but a good chance that this is a local bottom and could be the bottom, right? So now we got these ideas. Now that we can see that, and we'll look at our other things like the moving averages here on the 12 hour. I'm on the 12 hour, not the daily. All right, well, we'll work with it. 9 over to the 21, bullish cross. We're above the 9 moving average. My motto is whatever time frame you're on, if you're above the 9 moving average, if you're above the 9, you're doing fine. Riding in the 9 shows you that you're in a good strong trend. When you lose the 9, it's getting weak. When you lose the 21 or the 9 crosses the 21 moving average, you might be wanting to wind things down at least a little bit, right? Make sure that you've done something, because that it's losing the momentum and trying to change on you. So the upside stopping, in other words. All right, so now we do our regular strategy here, right? 236 Fibonacci. This identifies the man I wish I'd bought more zone, which we're in right now. So 64 cent AV&T is the shizzle to try to build a bag according to what we got so far. Unless we tank and go lower. I don't see anything can happen to markets, but we've identified pivot points, so they're worth paying attention to, right? You take a trend line. Take it from the wick and to the candle bodies there, and now we got a trend line. Break that line in the sand, get out. Trend line magic. We talked about that earlier tonight. Trend lines, they tell you what to do and what not to do. They tell you areas that things could be changing on you. And so that's how we're going to use it right there. You can see that we've got some resistance coming up ahead over here. Just kind of taking these angles, break out. These guys showing some resistance up ahead. So now, I think we erased it. Swing high to swing low. Do it again. And we're going to look for the 382. And we're going to look for the 618. And those are going to be our two main short-term targets if we're trying to get paid at all. If we're trading. Or just levels for encouragement that, hey man, this might be up if you got higher targets. You don't want to sell that early. Maybe you're more of an investment than a trader. And you want to wait for some higher targets. In which case... we're just going to stick with this guy for right now till we get some more price action going over here. But $3 is definitely on the table. It's not a guarantee, but it is on the table. Depends on how we play our hand, if we get up there or not, right? Or how the market plays its hand. 115 and 172 are the main areas I'm looking for swing trade ideas, right? And so from where we are now, near a trend line, which only has 2 touch areas, so you gotta be a little You need 3, really need 3 to confirm, right? But this is all we got so far. So keep your eyes on that. What's going on with my Focusrite? Why I get static in here? It's like you got a short or something in there. I don't need you to cut out. Make sure okay, looks like it's still working. All right. So what's our gains from here to there? 70% gain, 73, not bad. Retesting this area over here, see how the fibs figured that out? I didn't have to, just pull my fibs, look to the left. Dang, that's a good one. 618. The bots and everything are going to be selling and taking profits and everything there, so might as well do it too. 172 right there, and we're starting to look up this area, the 786 area. I don't have it marked, but about 208. So ABNT can make a comeback. It's just got to get past this little scary area right here. The wish I'd bought more zone at 77 cents. So that's what I see there. Looking at our moving averages, they're getting a little tired on the bigger time frames, showing a little weakness there, but let's go to the daily. Daily looks pretty good. 4 hour showing a little bit of weakness there, so she's kind of got, and the 100 moving average over here on this time frame too also showing. It's trying. They're flipping it. It's going to struggle. Flag to the upside. Symmetrical triangle. I wouldn't doubt if it just drops back down to 50. I mean, it could with the setup. It looks bullish, but a lot of times they can. And just that would give us, that extra touch that we need there on the trend line to kind of make it more solid. I would think it would be more likely to come down and touch this trend line one more time and confirm it rather than just immediately going up, because that's just too much happening all at once. We actually need that. So in my opinion, I think it needs to drop down to about 58. And if it does, then that's a good time to grab some, bounce off the 50, and then start heading toward 200. Moving average strategies, the 5 moving average strategy we use here, they have a sequence of events on how they work. And believe it or not, but if you backtest it, I think that you will find this mystery is true. And it's mathematical, right? It's mathematical, but it's visual too. 9 to 21. Lose the 21, we go to the 50. Lose the 50, we come test the 100. Lose the 100, or get past the 100, however it is, after we get through testing the 100, and then we can go to the 200. Now, at any time during this mix, they can get rejected there. It's like 9, get rejected off the 21, then we come back to the 9, test it again. Or 9, if we bounce off, we come back to there, and if we recover it, well, we're still going to have to work our way to a 50 at some point. But they go through a sequential order for how price reacts to each one of these moving averages. And once you know that and see that plays out, I can't really think of areas that I haven't seen it play out that way, honestly. And maybe I missed them, maybe there were anomalies, but in general rule of thumb, I'm always looking for that on moving averages. There's a sequence of events on how they play. Not just on these, but also the bigger ones. When we get to the bigger ones that we have up, which, by the way, are not showing up over here, because this is still an early coin. So we're not going to see them unless we come to the smaller ass time frames, right? So even same thing with them, right? 200, 360, lost 360, lose to 100. What are we going to do? Well, either we lose the 360, we're coming down to talk to Miss Lucy over here, about $62. Or we're going to catch the 100 and come back to the 200 at 64. That's what it's telling us. Right now, she's losing that 100, and after losing the 200, we lost the 200. That's where Miss Lucy and the 360. That's where the 3. Okay, you're confusing me. We went up to the 200. We lost. We couldn't get past it. We got rejected at 200, right? Well, we went right past the 360. Fell through that, lost our 9. Now we're losing the 100. We're looking at Miss Lucy down here, which is the 666 moving average. And it may just be a stepping stone to the 800, but usually Miss Lucy likes to cut in. The devil's in the details, and that's why we use her. Might just be coming back to retest it, maybe. So that's what moving averages say. Fibs say, I'd like to see a bounce off that 382. Let's look at the 0.5, 62, and then Miss Lucy is down here at 618. So I'm looking at 618 on this one. I don't know if that will be what we see. She's at a good area where she could pick up. We recover the 100. We go back to the past the 360, back to the 200, and then we can see if we can go upward, right? I don't know. Will it not? Hell, I don't know. We're on the 6-minute time frame, man. Lots of stuff can happen on these little symmetrical triangle shapes over here. If you're looking at the pattern shape, you got one of the worst possible patterns to trade, period. The old symmetrical triangle. But it's got a cup and handle on the inside. It's got to go to the upside. Well, you had I guess you technically had a cup and handle here too, didn't you? That invalidated. How far did it go up? Not high. Oh, but it made another cup and handle. Yeah, well. And maybe he'll find his happy ass down here at the 200 moving average. How you going to explain that? All right, so symmetrical triangles do something I call the rabbit run, which is they look like they're going to go one way, and maybe they do. Then they switch it up, and it kind of just ends up being a range. If they break to the upside, they can come back down to the other side and still. I mean, you can't trust them. They are not to be trusted. Worst pattern ever. Because what you're taught is falling wedge. You'll take a measure move and blend to the upside. And that's not what you get out of these guys. You get a bunch of crappy shakeout, blah, 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 bull crap trying to do something. So the best way to play these guys that I found that works good for me to navigate these little suckers and the lies that they tell is to extend these trend lines on out. You exit out. And you should see price, which if it breaks up to the upside, then it should kind of respect these areas here, right? And bounce off of them. If it loses it, it's going to come down to this one, and then whatever you got else going on over here. And those are going to be your support resistance areas, whatever you're working on. So it can follow anything along those lines. That's the best way I've seen to try to work those. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about coming to the completion of our show tonight. Let me come down here. Randy F. Gator Squash got quiet. Why? He may not be here anymore. You researching that coin I showed you? Randy F. I don't know who you're talking to. R.S. Miller, I have no idea what he said. I was going back to see what I missed. Did he say Caspa? We talked about it. I haven't charted it. Oh, he may be in rewind there. Justin X says, PMG good at streaming, but scam people. Yeah. He was one that his language, not bad language or anything, but like if we do this, we're going to fly. This one's going to take off, and a lot of emotion come through, or a lot of hype, I guess is what we're saying, that could be interpreted for somebody new. Now, if you knew him and been around him for a while, used to him or something like that, probably, but somebody coming in new, they're going to think, oh man, this dude knows exactly what he's talking about and everything. He says it's going to fly. I'm going to go ahead and jump in, and you get kind of that going on. It's a little bit too much that way than even, but you know, he was a much better analyst than the other dude. He definitely was. He understood channels. He did understand channels, and that's what I teach here too. Price travels and channels. I didn't like. We draw them differently. He used a channel tool. I thought he was making progress and everything, but the Mandy coin thing and the rug pull from that killed his YouTube career, right? I don't think anybody's ever going to really. It will take a while for anybody to take him serious. You traded your reputation for whatever that you got out of it, and it probably wasn't worth it, to be honest with you. Whatever, a few thousands, tens of thousands, maybe a few 100,000 that might have been extracted from that little meme coin pump, telling your community, I'm promising on the website that it's not going to rub. It must, we promise we won't rub, all this other stuff. They all do, though. In retrospect, the ones that tell you blatantly out there that they are not going to, printed out there in print and all that, don't. But that's one of the good things about pump.fun. It's set up where the creators cannot rug the coin. Either it gets bonded and gets that and they burn liquidity after that, right? And then you can't rug it. And creator, I have no way to adjust anything on those coins, and neither are they. So I do like them on pump.fun, and there's some other places that are doing like pump.fun. I think even Zora, I don't think they do the videos and the streaming over there, but that's something else to look at too, right? I want to look at for creator content for as a creator and stuff like that. We get into it to try to make a living at it, and then when we find, we missed your window. Now YouTube's only paying you 15 cents an hour for your ad revenue, and if you use somebody's music, they take it away from you, or anything else. It's just not worth it. You don't really earn as much on YouTube unless you are a big YouTuber and got a lot of stuff behind you. But some of these other platforms are giving you an opportunity to earn something. And so I appreciate that on pump.fun and even Zora and all these other places. Creator Bid, I think maybe another one. We're smiling. It was too early last cycle for the social media crypt blockchain stuff to come out. It was too early. I mean, Theta was trying it. It was just too early. Now it's not. Now it's not. Now it's right on time. So this cycle, next cycle, I think we're going to see a lot more of that idea coming out. And the technology get even better and stuff. So I like that. I think I got lost of what if he never sold Caspa and he held, he's about to break even. Law. I don't think I missed the conversation. I don't know what we're talking about. Veracity me assasity. I don't even remember something about coffee and squirrels. Smash Toshi, the Likamoto. That's clever, Ave. Ave, I was using some of your stuff that you did for me today, and I put it over on X, and turned I took some of the snapshots and put them into some little video clips over there on X today. We can get over there. Oh my God, can we just not? I thought I had you pulled up over here. So these are some of my recent oh, and I meant to post my video tonight. I didn't do it. Now I have to do it late. Say I'm not, I can't keep up with all this stuff. But look, I'm kind of upset because the AI makes me look bad because, I don't know, what does it say about me when, is this vanity? It says the most, I don't know if you guys can hear, but it says the most handsome turkey given you, I forgot, YouTube, on YouTube, giving crypto analysis. But I don't, is it vain of me that I made my pecker look bigger than what it is in real life? Is that, I mean, clearly this guy's got a honker right there, right? You know, and then when they come here and they actually see that I don't have a honker at all, I got no pecker on my face at all. Are they gonna click away and feel like they've been scammed? I don't know. I haven't quite figured that out. But look at the pecker on this guy. Awesome. That's a big pecker. And it just keeps talking about it. And then there was this one. So I've got a couple more that I'm going to post over there, but can animate these things. And it's kind of cool. This one's going over the road thing. And I don't think you can hear it at all. Can we? I don't think you guys can hear that. It'll get annoying if I keep it. But look at the pecker on that. I just can't do. That's an impressive pecker right there. Anyway. Hello, people. We turned into a turkey. It happens after midnight. Apparently. Thanks for the TED Talk, Justin. Gotcha, Strega. I got him in the casket big time at 0.05 before bull run. Who are we talking about here? I think I'm at Celinda. And is Celinda here? I haven't seen her yet. Hey, Celinda, if you're here. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Celinda's got some good alpha knowledge on her, too. I'm just saying. She knows her stuff. Hey, we got Jerome Powell in the house. We got a real celebrity here, John. We just need you to cut that printer on so these altcoins can go up, because that's really what moves the altcoins. I'm just saying. Truth be told, altcoins are crap until they turn on the printer. So now if you take that bit of fact and realize all your altcoins are is just a way to get some of that printer money temporarily. That's all it is. That's all it is. If you keep that mindset, you might be able to come out ahead and not hold some of these altcoins into some deep-ass bear altcoin market where everybody realizes that altcoin narratives are shifting a little bit more to the centralized faction of money that's now overpowering the market, and a little bit more or less away from the fun gambling kind of stuff. Or there'll still be a bunch of that, but so it's always going to be the new stuff. Always going to be the new stuff. Keep that in mind. Cadena, Matic, Polygon, even Cosmos Atom. Well, they were all doing pretty good last cycle, right? Nobody gives a crap about them now. And that's the real story, the real life story of altcoins. Any of them that seem like they are the shizzle now, and you got that idea, I want to hold this one for years, and you're buying it now, you're doing the wrong thing. Do not buy them now. 4 years from now, where we're at the same down spot in the market and altcoins are tanking at their bottoms, that might be a good place. Or maybe some of the very often lows that they will come to over the next 4 years. You'll have plenty of times to get that sucker a lot, about 90% cheaper than you're buying it now, okay? Even now, I know. So I can't see that they can go down another 80 for 90%. Well, if that, then you have not been into the bear market, my friend, because they can. He made a lot on that 69% upside. What are we talking about here? I'm timing you out, pal. Why? Just for being here? Randy F. What's Gator? I got a coin for 98 cents and it's rising. No rate cuts for the rest of the year. Oh my God. We might have to ban that language around here. I kid. I never changed my name on YouTube. I don't know how to do it. Tired of the lackluster rate cuts. I'm here working on my t-shirt Gator Squatch line. Really? Well, there you go. Oh my God, I have a project. What? I have a Project Moon code on Snapshot. Mitchell Seisberg. That is even shadier. He just disappeared. He did. Well, I mean, it's going to be hard to live that down. Especially if his hands were mingled in there. They're blaming, I think we're talking about Mandy Coin, right? And the rug. I mean, there's always blaming it on something else or whatever. And I mean, there can be things. I mean, you see on pump.fun on the first day you launch, you got the bots and sniper bots and all that stuff coming in to pump it and then, dump it, basically. And same thing on new tokens, all new launches and everything. Josh Cowardly disappeared. Well, wherever he is, hopefully he's trying to find something to do. He traded off a good he traded off something good for just quick short-term gain, and that's just not good ethics. Well, it's not good ethics, but you learn from it. He probably learned from it. He probably regrets it. I'd say he probably learned from it. I hope he has. I mean, everybody can make mistakes and somehow and still be redeemable. I mean, Jesus still loves everybody. Jesus will take the broken and make them into something great. So if you're broken or do something stupid, things can turn around, right? God can take broken people and do lots of things with them, but you got to get to a really broken state for that to happen. I don't know if that's what's going on in his life, but that would be a cool answer. Gator Squatch says, I want to down the road make a coin that allows you to buy Gator Squatch merch with the coins. You should be able to I was reading on pump.fun today. They were featuring or talking about somebody who called Nickel, a coin called Nickel. And I don't know, because this gets kind of blurry, because they're kind of trying to, this guy bought like $250,000 worth of actual nickels, and he got a meme coin. So I don't know, are they backed by it? You might get into some shady territory with that. If you can't, if you're going to make the coin, we don't want it to be a security, okay? It cannot cross the security lines. So doing some stuff like that might be getting into that territory with the nickels. But there should be a way that you can get it where they can spend it on merchandise and stuff. Like Road Coin, if I had a way that I could offer, and maybe they'll do that. Maybe pump.fun will open up some kind of store and you can sell digital merchandise, or maybe even real merchandise. And there could be several different ways to do that. We're getting there. We'll see more of that. And those are some good projects to look into. The ones that can make that kind of stuff happen, or the technology that comes in to do it, it'll be coming. And so, yeah. And so I'd like to, like my music. If I could sell my music and you could, buy it for 10 Road Coin or something like that, I would be, I'm cool with those ideas. Maybe they will. And that's something maybe Zora's doing, or I'm going to look into Zora, see if they got any kind of music support over there. So I think we got some. It gave you a pecker. I know, a big one too. Swinging that sucker. I didn't feel anything swing when I done that. My pecker is missing. I'm the only turkey without a pecker. I'm going to try not to take that too personal. Oh, so you're talking about PMG. You're about the Caspa, getting into the Caspa. Probably, I'm thinking. Piecing also the conversation together. Macho says, Seisberg said, I knew he was going to rug that coin. He didn't try to say some random whale was... Didn't he try to say some random whale was selling it down so low? Yeah, there was always that. Okay, you put your girlfriend's picture. She does nursing. She left him too. That had to have hurt. He's totally... He wasn't thinking about that if he really cared about her. And he seemed like he was kind of hot, kind of hung up on her, right? He kind of liked her a lot, I think. And she was a little bit older than he was in the nursing field. Oh, that's not a good combination for... That's not the best combination. But then, I mean, I don't know the details behind it, but, it went south. It went south badly, and it had a lot of repercussions. And it's a good reason to always stay on the up and up on everything that you do and be transparent. You're not going to hide anything on blockchain, definitely. But that was a sad story. But it sure did on their website. So we're not going to rug. We promise we're tired of all the coins that we're going to rug on you. Fell right into it, but it had all the telltale signs that a lot of rug pools had, and they do go down a certain, they tick off a certain box, how they respond, they come back to, think of Mantra DAO. I'm calling that a rug. Kadena wasn't a rug. Kadena just got caught up in their bullshit and couldn't, I think it was mismanagement on Kadena. And I don't know, maybe they decided a long time ago not to do anything. We're just now finding out about it. I have to send you the original files. Pay me in Road, bro. There we go, Ave. What else? Oh, I had something. There's something else I was going to mention about, and I forgot. It'll come back to me. JJ! MB, I don't know my birds. Let's see if he replies. Oh, we're talking about, what's his name? Still. Randy, I'll deep dive. I'm trying to just catch up with the chat here. You guys got some awesome conversations going on, but I don't ever get to see because I'm talking too much about stuff. Man, I'm streaming after 2 hours. It's time to go, man. I'm sorry. Obviously says I'm broken. Yeah, real broke. This market's it's hurt a lot of people. Me too. It's hurt me a lot too. I'm sure if I'm here long enough and still holding, Dog will review. I don't know what we're talking about. I'm lost. Love some stacks. Me too. That's cheap right now. Light is gone, but I still work, says Stringer. Oh, ouch! She left him too. Cosmic Carmen, actually, yeah, she left pretty quick after that. She wasn't going to have none of that. Just running her reputation through the mud. I'm sure she didn't expect a rug pull or whatever bright idea. Maybe he thought, hey, maybe he had an idea that he could do something, and make it right, and I don't know. Who knows what goes through somebody's mind? So where did all the money and the markets go today? Probably China. China. And there's Joe from Trade Intuition. He's still hanging out here. All right, so we walked. I sent PMG a snap of his chat. All the printer money is going to the club. There you go. Dog, I'm going to use the clothing line to help the coin. I think so. Okay, that you got something behind there. So yeah. I mean, all you can do is see how it's going to go. Oh, there's a thing here. Can you look at order? Thank you. Poder kills all trolls. Oh, that name is so cool. Let's take a look at. Let's take a look at orderly or order. Let me type out orderly so we can cut through a lot of this stuff. So Mexi's got it. I think that's where we looked at. Mexi KuCoin. Let's try Mexi over here. Zoom out on the daily. I was lucky there. So this gray line was the top. That was the area of resistance. And actually, I got an arrow. That's at 38. I hadn't Had a line pointing there. That means that I was really looking at that area a little bit stronger than the other, but it was the other one that actually did the best. So there you go. You suck, Road Dawg. You suck. But the idea was that, nice rounded bottom here. Oh, I think we even spelled out everything we're looking at. This one makes a good example for what I try to teach over here. I'm going to go, yeah, I did do it. Rounding bottoms, what I look for. I was in a trading group, and they always talked about rounding bottoms, but he never did break it down in a way that I could understand it. So after analyzing these little suckers for a long time, I got my little system together. And sometimes you can get this little M shape in the middle I call it a butt crack. This one did not, but normally you get those, okay? Most of the times you'll see that when you're making a nice rounded bottom. And that's part of when it's breaking out of the squeeze. There's a squeeze phase and an expansion phase. You get some kind of falling channel, falling wedge or whatever as it's rounding bottom. And then you get the fun expansion phase. And this is the funnest part to play, as if I need to explain it any further. Look what it did. See how fun it can get? This is the fun part. This is when you want to be in of a rounded bottom, when we're in expansion phase. Going, no, too damn high, too damn high. I feel that way, and we'll hear that voice inside our head. We just have to say, shut up, Sean, you're a damn idiot. And then it usually shuts up after complaining a little bit. Mine does anyway. Sean Sean doesn't really shut up. Oh, I got one for Sean, too. A little clip. But it's not his voice. I meant to play it for the stream that I didn't get set up. I'm gonna be putting some more stuff over on X just to kind of promote the show a little bit. That's kind of the cool little clips like that. That was kind of easy to do, and I could do more of that over there. Try to work this social media thing so we can get more traction here on the channel. I'm just trying to grow a YouTube channel, and the pump.fun place, we can get a community going over there. And if it benefits the early people getting in, because we're still $8,000 market cap over there. If it gets to the $76,000 market cap that we need to graduate to Raydium, 10x baby, 10x. And then when it gets there, what's it going to do? I don't know, man. What if we got to a $500,000 market cap? That would be amazing for such a small project. It's a small project. Those are huge gains. That's like buying Bitcoin at $400 or something. Yeah. So that would be cool. But just know what it is, a creator coin. And so it takes some transparency, and I am your transparent guide, and I'm giving you everything. You can track everything I do already over there. So nice little bounce off of here. Nailed it! Although that's not the one I was pointing at. I'm still claiming it because, gosh darn it, I put it on there, and everybody else on YouTube always comes back and says that, look, we call it the bottom, we call this, we call that, we call this. I'm just showing you that my fib strategy works. All right? For finding pivot points, the best places to take profits. Best places to get in. Or some, not say the best, but some of the juicy ones. And you combine that with maybe some other strategies, because Jason Casper does pretty good with what he does too with ranges, right? And you combine this with maybe, is this your bars pattern? Yeah, because this respects fibs a lot of times too. I've found the little volume. Oh my God, fixed volume rain. Wow, gosh, I think I have Alzheimer's again. So this was beautiful. Anyway, orderly. So what are we looking at now? We got all this. So this is. Oh man, I hate to get rid of all that. I want to take this off. I'm going to leave. This is such a good teaching tool. I'm going to leave that, right? But the idea is that once we do get past this area over here, which, maybe take a minute to get back up there, then you got to measure, maybe it takes you to 69 cents, right? So I got to leave that there. But right now, we can get rid of all of this because we nailed it. And all that's, oh no, you stay. We are going to do this, make you a dotted line. So this line hold, this is good. So can we come back to 17 cents? Maybe. If that would be a lower, or, well, no, it wouldn't necessarily. It could be a double bottom scenario here. Yeah, for that. If we're looking at our Fibonacci, which I highly suggest that we do, swing low to swing high, tell me where I need to buy. Oh, touch 886, testing the 786 now. That's gorgeous. So bounce from here or just a little bit lower is what I'm seeing. And then we get to carry on with this big expansion because you've seen that she decided to give us another. We got some more ideas here. So we got 1 touch, 2 touch areas, 3 touch areas. It might get some traction over there. And then it takes us to our higher high targets right over here. Now, just as a general rule of thumb, you can go with these 2 little guys right here. If we got a 786 retracement, I'm mostly looking for this one though. And an 886. We're most likely to get rejected here first and then maybe try to come up for the bigger areas over here. And we will also do it the old-fashioned way. Oh, man. And we're going to put it right there and see, that's where we got it. See? You see how that works? You see, it's that simple. Measure moves in Fibonacci, so you can break it down that easy. Harmonics. As measure moves. It's crazy, I know, but you stick around. If it doesn't make sense, it will. But I'm telling you, man, this is some of the best stuff, the best alpha that I've ever come across. This changed my whole game when I got into the Fibonacci. Because before then I was just all patterns and maybe some moving averages, you know, and kind of a lot of pattern chasing, following wedges, and like a flag to the upside. So I know where that comes from and stuff. And I'm just telling you, there's better ways. What my trading group did not teach me was the power trend lines, and you can see that by the other people that were in that group because. They're teaching here on YouTube too, right? And they're sitting there drawing flags to the upside after it loses your main trend, after it gets even, and they're just putting these on everything. Everything's a flag to the upside before it even fills out or anything. They're like, we're just projecting. We're expecting. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to say that we expected to see that, and if it does that, then we take the trade. I think that's what he's trying to say, but. That's a bias, right? And then you got that's what you're expecting to happen, yeah, and you're missing everything else that can happen. Such as your deep ass retracements, your resistance up ahead. Everything doesn't end up in the flag. Losing the trend line, you lost a trend. When you lose a trend, you're probably starting a new one, which is a downtrend. And those flags that you're doing after they break that trend line, not likely to play out for you. Not likely to play out. I drive that home a little bit too much. Do I talk about that too much? I should do a poll on that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we went through all the requests. We're looking at Bitcoin over here. And we got some rejection over here. She did pretty good there, pretty good. Deviated from here. Here's our trend line that was there. Now we're breaking it. So, looks like we're going to come back and get this one. Now, this gives us an interesting scenario, right? This gives us an interesting scenario. We take this extended out. If that's true, this would be our 1 hump, our 2 hump touching the trend line, and we might get another 3rd humpy hump, and that could take us to 109, and that might stop some people out that were trying to short the bottom, not trying to rub it in, but, you know, and they kind of jumped out there on it. We're just tracking their reliability. So we got that idea. Elliot, do you see the 5-way structure yet? Elliot, because you see a 3, you see a 4, and then a 5. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, a 4, which Elliot, you don't want to break trend line, Elliot. We don't want to break trend. We need to bounce somewhere over here, somewhere around the trend line. Elliot's looking at the, I don't know. He figures his fibs with the extensions and gets some of these other things than I do, but we do get confluence. But 4 wave and then 5. So if you don't believe me, maybe believe Elliot. Although Elliot changes his mind a lot too, so he's kind of a flip flopper sometimes. But Elliot, just a minute ago you said this. Now you changed it. What happened? Talking to somebody who's really into Elliott Wave, it can be subjective, right? And then they can get into you spend more time trying to figure some of the things, all the minute details out. A lot of times I've seen that it's just like, oh my God, there's gotta be an easier way than this. But if you do like Elliott Wave, because it's insightful, it really is. Andy Bit Consensus, I think, is my favorite Elliott Wave YouTuber. He's good at it. He has a full understanding of it. He knows the flat patterns, the XW, the Y. I don't know. I don't even know that part of it. Thomas Bukowski is another good source for it. I haven't went down that rabbit hole over here because Elliott Wave just doesn't. The basics are good enough for me, man. And I sum it up: 3 humps in a dump or 3 dumps in a pump. Pretty simple. That's all I need. It helps me. That helps me keep from selling too early because I'm like, wait a minute, have we got our third area? Because even Trade Travel Chill, they see that too, right? And you'll see that it's true. You got 3 market segments, right? You got 3 little areas generally that you're looking for. Except for on Bitcoin this time, it seems like we're on number 4. Doesn't mean we're topped out already. You make an argument we already got 4 segments. That's an anomaly. Unless we're on a parabolic curve where we got 5 steps. We could be seeing that out of Bitcoin. Meaning we got 2 more bump ups to go. I would love to see that. All right, so we got 2 little areas out of the way. And we should have one area out of this for Bitcoin. And that we should be trying to come up for a higher high. Remember, we double bottom here at Fibonacci 272 area, which I'm now taking off of there. But does that mean that we're out of the clear? No, it doesn't. And on this one, it's the 113. I'm sorry, it was 113. I got confused on my things. We got it all documented and whatnots. Oh my goodness! Are we going to move our fibs around? Okay, bottom is here, and then top is here. And so 113 pivot. Now, have you seen anything repeatedly mentioned on this show about fib levels that were good pivot points tonight? Have you noticed any certain fib levels that just keep coming up over and over as if they were some kind of mathematical pattern here, some kind of mathematical relationship? And I hope so, because that means that it's clicking. And it took a while for things to click with me. I didn't use that 113 for the longest time, right? It does not mean that we're out of the woods for this lower guy. We just got to see what's going on. Remember, how have we done on our? So remember, we're tracking this guy now. We need to see the 0.5 area get hit, right? And going back over these basic ideas again: swing high to swing low. This blue line right here, 110. If we cannot get past 110, well, this becomes our new 113, negative 0.113, the 227. That we just had from the previous pool. You see how this confluence is kind of working out? If we can't get back up past 110, this guy is at least on the address. And actually, if that's where we get rejected, then the main target for getting rejected at that 0.5 Fibonacci area is going to be here where I got a dotted trend line. And I'm not liking this idea, but that's the 103 area. These are the negative 382, the negative 414 area. Getting rejected off that 0.5. If we touch it, opens us up for there. And take on measure move, high to low. What do you say? Do you square up? Doesn't square up perfectly for me on that. But it does take us down to this gosh darn big ass trend line down here. If we zoom out, oh my god, you got this is why I don't like. So this is the bad idea. This one right here. This. Oh my gosh, what chart are we on? Why do we got so many damn lines here? Because I was showing the curve. Okay, we don't need all this. We don't need all these. I don't want this too cluttered. Let's get some of this stuff off. But this turn line. Clearly, this chart is meant for the smaller time frames. Alright, so to take a measure move up of there, let's get some of this declutter out. I'm going to take some of these lines off here. Back on the 6 minute here. Alright, so double bottom here, trying to get up. Need to get about 110 if we can, then maybe we can get away from these ideas down here. If we don't, then we're still looking at these possible ideas. And that's also coming back to this bigger idea that I'm tracking with this harmonic pattern to see if it completes. And that's got a target at 100,600. mean, we can get there, but it may not be tomorrow, may not be this week. We might see some good days taking us up to where we think that we're doing A-OK again, because the market makers like to do that, to shake people out, and then we find ourselves back down here again. And remember that China has been selling off pretty routinely every night around, from now on into, it really gets heavy about 4, 5, 6, 7 in the morning, right there, 4 to 6:30, somewhere through there. And that's why I can't get any damn sleep in it, because I'm watching Bitcoin trying to find its bottom or tank completely and finally hit $100,000. You never know, because they go fast and hard. And I don't trust this pump going up here. That was it got volume behind it, didn't it? And then the big sell-off there that occurred. All right, ladies and gentlemen, going to the end screen. We're getting out of 2 hours and 20 minutes. I can never get an hour stream. I just want an hour stream. I'm going to work on that. I don't want to keep you guys out here too long. See you on the next one, everybody. End screen. Chris Klein, if you're here, the song that you requested for the 80s vibes, it's next. They are. Annie's a beast. Different system I use. There was lots of overlap, but yeah. Listen. When you take a look at all the YouTubers out there, you got the ones that are doing ego, and it's all about them and all that. And then you got the ones that actually teach you something. Annie teaches you something. Every time. All the time. Her whole channel. All of them on there. I think she's got 3 people on there doing video. Yeah. Excellent.
Start to flow. Bring me a higher low.
Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night, Striga. Good night, Avi. It's China. Wanda, how's it going? It's a bull flag. No, it's a downward channel. No, it's a bear flag. Yeah, you see. You're told everything, and then the next day you come back, they say, look, we nailed it. I see lots of squirrels. So, cowbell. Well, I don't want to be bad. I'd rather not be in the game if I'm going to be here horrible at it. Okay. Awesome. Man, that stuff turned out so good. I guess I should take this time and I forgot to share the X. I'm never going to grow like that. Oh, look at that. That was such an impressive pecker. All right. You're not going to put the big thing on there? I have to like my own thing. Oh, that's wrong. That's not right. I got time to edit it, I think. All right, let's try this one more time here. That's how clumsy I am at all this. I need an AI agent to do this stuff for me. Why are you not pasting? Does it work? Oh my gosh. Just do a new one. Just post it. Oh, there we go. Well, that worked. This one didn't. Now I got no... Oh man, I forgot to change my thing over here too. Because I didn't talk about Kadena tonight. So much to keep up with over here. Thank you, GG. Glad to see you hanging out. Hope you stick around. 10:30-ish. Sometimes earlier, sometimes not. Eastern time, yeah. Someone was trying to manipulate the market. The guy shorting that's been accused of insider trading sent 5,200 Bitcoin to Coinbase and Binance. Oh, yay. But I don't know if you've seen it, Solana, but the bigger idea I'm looking at is this harmonic pattern. And just trying to see if it confirms. If it does confirm, that's an excellent place for us to have a nice, strong bounce. But that's one of my arguments for us getting down to 100. It's just, I gotta be patient to see if these things will confirm that. One thing you don't want to do is short support, like some of the teachers out here have been doing. I just took a Bitcoin short. What do you think? I think that was a dumbass move. Never good to short support. I'm just saying, never good to short support.
Clean, no boss, just keys. Freedom's my sway. Crypto pop queens, we own the place.
That was just an excellent short. Alright, so where are we at right now? How are we doing, Bitcoin? So earlier, we're at 786 area right here and getting some retraction, but it still came back and trying to do something, right? That's kind of cool. I still see us trying to come back to this trend line so we can get our 1 hump, 2 hump, 3 hump, and then a dump. If we're going to get our next hump, I am looking for 109, 462. I thought I had it marked. I do not.
Talking around the campfire light, Wi-Fi flickers, stars shine bright. Bitcoin boots, dust on my jeans, hustling hard, living digital dreams. Got my charts like cattle on the range. Numbers buck wild, man, it's strange. Click, clack, mouse, let the ticker spin. I'm trading rodeo, win or sin. Buy some road today. Grow that bag, don't you delay. Pump.fun, let's play. Support your boy, pave the way. Buy some road today. Cones in my wallet, cold as beer. Moonshine dreams getting loud around here. Clicking like spurs on a Friday night. Charts going up, man, the vibe feels right. Swinging through trays like a bull on fire. Road dog barking, the crowd's quiet.
Oh, I can't make a comment, I'm not logged in.
Till it starts to cry, picking that solo straight to the sky. Backwoods swagger, internet fame. We riding proud, remember the name.
today. Woo! Grow that bag, no delay. Pump.fun, let's play. Support your boy, pave the way. Buy some road today. Come on now. We trading, we playing. All night we staying. Road dogs forever.
Green candles on the 4 hour for Road Dawg. We're getting a bounce, darling. Getting a bounce. For the old Fibonacci. 618 area holding. That can get us. Let's say it can. 10.3 higher high. Now we should have another trend line idea. And we're more than likely, we got a channel idea.
Pumping coins, got the whole damn crowd. I was young, chased the buzz, thought I moved real quick. Bet my stack, no research, man, that move was sick. Leverage high, no stop loss. Watch my wallet bleed, held too long, market dip, left me in the weeds.
I see some of them, but it's not enough just yet. Not just enough just yet. Oh, there we go. There we go. Resistance up ahead over here. 9.3 again. It's gonna be hard to get past 9.3 for a minute. I don't know why. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out for a 2.5 hour stream. I know everybody can save the whole time. I don't blame you. But I appreciate you for clicking in and clicking out, for hitting the like buttons, commenting, subscribing, hanging around the chat, hanging around the pump.fun. I appreciate your support. Couldn't do it without you guys. You guys make the show. First, give a tribute to God, because without God, I can't do anything. And to give tribute to God, I have to give tribute to His Son, Jesus Christ. Makes me doing this possible. And then to give honor to you guys for riding along with me. See you on the next one.
Why you chasing every pump? That's a rookie move. Study charts, don't ride the dump.